Welcome back to another episode of Buy Sell Talk. Today, we're happy to announce that this is episode 19. There we are. Once again, I want to give a huge shout out to the people at Blue Royal. Blue Royal is always looking to transform the conversation between tequila and rum. And honestly, there's nothing more I could recommend. Great for parties, get-togethers, and small family gatherings. Today, both me and Leo are joined by Haas of the My First Kids podcast.
My First Kicks, yeah.
There we are. And we're here to chop it up. It's been a while since we've been on set, and couldn't be happier to be here with both of you guys today. So,
Word.
obviously, let's get right into it, right?
Nah, word. Before we get into anything, we just got to figure out what's everybody wearing on feet today.
Yo, honestly, I'm gonna have to start on this one because it's just gonna only go up from here. But I'm wearing the Solomon Margellas, the ACS Pro,
Oh, those are fire though.
and
Great.
the
Did you wear those after you found out that Supreme was collaborating with them?
yo. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm curious as to what that's gonna look like.
Me too.
Your
Like
hope-
I'm
Tabbies?
The
I was
socks?
thinking Gats. Like I think they're really gonna go for the replicas.
I'm trying to get the fake stack of money.
Jesus. Oh,
the blur joints?
yeah. If they bring back the Margiela money wallet.
Yeah.
That'd be
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
crazy.
no,
That's so Supreme, like coated too.
Mhm.
Anywho,
I just want to know what the fragrance is gonna smell like.
Oh man, by the skate shop.
It's gonna
Bowery.
Smell, it's gonna smell like,
Gonna say
it's gonna smell like attitude and graffiti.
Oh my god, sweat,
At
blood,
the ramp.
sweat, and tears. Oh
No,
fuck.
it's got to be a ode to old Supreme, so it's got to be nasty customer service.
Oh my
Word.
god.
There you go.
It's got to be a whole bunch of, hey, yo, get the fuck out of here. Fuck.
Oh my god.
I'm wearing the Dornbecker 4s.
You got to show off the Superman, man.
Oh, no.
Yo, I hate how you said that so casually. Like this is just like any other shoe.
It is, bro. Why not? I mean, it's a regular, Friday at the
Friday at the shop?
stew.
Friday at the shop, yeah. Friday in the stew.
I'm wearing the Dornbecker Dunks from. Well, these are the re-releases, but the original release is 2007.
Yeah.
Lance Dillon. I did research on this.
Before wearing it.
No.
You got the bio over here?
No. So on Twitter, there's this Black History Month Kicks of the Day that shout out to Jalissa. Hopefully I say it right. It's either Jalissa or Jalissa. She does it every Black History Month. She does a themed every day, and today's theme was the people. I think it's called The People, but the theme was like wear a shoe that you would fight or be in a fight with. And I was like, let me just put on a shoe that somebody was fighting for their life for, and that was this one because the homeboy had leukemia. So yeah.
Honestly, you guys showed me up today. I did not get the memo. Of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, you would definitely see this major discrepancy from left to right.
Nah, never.
But anywho, we're here today to discuss sneakers and
Other things.
all
and
other things
shenanigans.
going on in this world today.
Nah, word. I think the first major thing that happened this past couple weeks was that freaking championship set selling for $8 million.
That's fucking nuts.
You know what I mean?
You know what's wild is who was it? Some random person was talking to me about them, and I was like, "Oh yeah, you're talking about the champion set," and he was just like, "Yeah, and they're all just the left shoe or something like that," and I was just like,
Hey, yo.
That's crazy though. Like I read up on it, and I think like the equipment manager for the Bulls, right, like made it a point to
to split the shoes,
and like take them in. And then, if I'm not mistaken, it was through Sotheby's, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, and every pair that he, took in, just went. I forgot where all the proceeds went to, but from what I remember, is like this is how we came about this whole champion set. So shout out to him because honestly, if it weren't for that, lots of foresight in that. Because Jesus, I would not have thought that
Nah, word.
that
And I
would
mean-
have been culminated to this.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't seen other stuff where like Karl Malone fucking took everybody's like dream team jerseys and like completed the set
That's crazy.
Like game worn Barcelona jerseys. Like,
Soaking in sweat.
all right.
What Olympics was that? 1992,
92,
right?
92, I believe. Yeah, but and that's actually the second highest ever for like sports memorabilia.
What's the total for all 6?
It was 8 point something.
And the flu games go for 2.8.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's crazy.
yeah.
So I think the ever most or the most like paid for sports memorabilia was the Last Dance season game worn jersey of Jordan.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't remember the ticket on that, but that like holds I think it was like 10 million if I'm not mistaken.
That's crazy. Is that like? I wonder if that's like riding off the hype of the Netflix docu series.
This was like
before.
This was way before that,
bro. The game worn jersey?
No. Like was that? Did that go up on auction after
no,
that? Is what I'm asking.
No. This was like a previous auction.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
previous.
That's
yeah,
crazy. Just imagine if that would have been auctioned like right after when like
Yeah.
the Last Dance was at its peak and everyone was waiting for every episode.
I don't know if it would have went like 10 million is so high that I don't think it'd be like now this jersey's worth $100 million. Like,
Well,
you know,
maybe not that number, but I
mean,
think it would have been a little
technically-
bit more.
Yeah, 'cause
you know,
I
would
mean,
be worth a lot of money is the quarters that they used in that game.
Oh,
with
the
homeboys like this, like yeah.
Have you seen the SNL skit to
Yeah.
that, bro?
I mean, technically, that that documentary is what set off the Black Cat resurgency and like the big ass spike in that from a outlet shoe to a freaking 900 plus. I mean, at that time, it was almost up to like 1,500.
It wasn't the
brand new pair.
scammers.
No,
I thought it was like, yo, this is
Nah.
part of the scammer fit. Now we
Nah,
got
No.
so everybody started going crazy for OG colorways or like
Everything-
bread colorways.
Everyone had a genuine interest. It
or
was
anything
cool to see.
that was like black.
black.
Yeah, so it was like going crazy. Like the threes went up like a motherfucker.
Mhm.
That's when like bread, anything went up. The bands went up like
Mhm.
nuts. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Everything was just like jumping off.
I
Sort
think-
of like that like somebody passes away kind of effect,
Yeah.
similar to that.
I mean, all credit to the people who put that series together because it's like, I feel like they touched upon the one part of like Jordan's career that like a lot of people should also remember him for, and that's what he wore on feet.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that was very influential, not just upon like, like people who did sports at that time, but just like communities in general. I know a lot of people were collecting sneakers back then too.
Yeah.
Maybe not in droves like today,
Mm.
but it definitely had some sort of influence on a lot of people growing up. So to see that aspect being highlighted, it's just like, it gave us credit where credit was due at the end of the day.
Nah, yeah. And then you also got to remember, like, we're already jumping into, like, obviously we jump into new generations every single day.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when that came out, it kind of, like, showcased, the younger generation on, like, what Michael Jordan did or, like, why he's so important to,
Mhm.
the culture, the game, yada, yada,
Yeah, no,
like,
I agree.
all that. Because beyond that, like, obviously you can go into, like, the YouTubes of the world and, like, search up games, but no one's really doing that these days. You know what I mean? Like,
No,
if you're watching a documentary, it's ironically it's on one of these streaming apps. You're not really like looking like,
For
oh,
like YouTube
yeah.
clips, yeah.
let me Google when freaking like freaking Ron Artest fought a fan. Like nobody knows that happens today. You know what I mean?
Malice at the Palace.
Oh yeah, was that? Yeah, there's a shoe dedicated to like that
Yeah.
moment. I
Yeah.
forget who put that out.
It's like Yuruyu.
Oh, Karu?
Karu.
Yes.
Was it? Is
yeah,
it Karu?
I want
Or
to say.
it looks like their model.
Yeah. I know.
yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy too. Cause like
And it's two separate different colors.
two colors.
Yeah,
Yes. That's crazy.
I will say on top of that, like it's interesting because documentaries, like I don't know, kids' attention spans are so short now that like the idea of a 6-part documentary to come out and
Oh, yeah.
everybody and like at the moment where everybody
Everyone
was
was
stuck
watching.
at
Yeah.
home
Yeah.
and they needed something,
Mhm.
like it just grabbed everything. And
Nah, yeah.
you can definitely accredit that the Jordan 1 rise because of that, but
No, for sure.
also I think just the significance of like, oh, this is who's Jordan. Like I think it definitely changed a lot of people's perception of like what this shoe or what these shoes mean.
It meant more.
Yeah.
After that. No,
Yeah,
I
because,
definitely
like,
agree.
Yeah, because like our generation's like, oh, I love Jordans. Why do I love him? Because I saw Michael Jordan, or like, like I've heard of him, whatever the hell, playing it.
Mhm.
Nowadays it's like, oh, I love Jordans. Why? I don't know. Everybody in the school got them. So
I
it's
mean,
like
that's what it was like for me. I'm not gonna lie.
no, I'm saying like that's what I'm saying. Like the further away you go from his career, like
Mhm.
the more like what do you the gap, you know what I
Well,
mean?
Oh
It just
yes.
but
becomes there.
I guess my question to you, does that, how important is that part, like especially to sneakers in general? Like, do you think people who are sneakerheads should know the importance of Jordan or know the importance of the Jordan brand?
I mean, I think as a person who loves like stories behind the sneaker, not just the models, like I feel like that's the one thing that we're missing in today's age, as
Mhm.
far as like, you know, like why is a dunk relevant? You know what I mean? When no one cared for them in the 2000s or 90s or whatever the hell, and it was actually the most hated shoe, and like when it came out for college and shit, nobody
Mhm.
wanted to wear it. You know, knowing backstories and like why this is a Brazil dunk and why this is whatever the hell, that kind of like just makes you love the game that much more. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because it's like for instance, like you can, you know what I mean? Like let's say for lack of better terminology, like you can like, you know, your partner or whatever, but it's like surface value, right? Like you, oh my God, I love this person because they're attractive. But once you get to know them, like, you know, that's when the like the love for it, whatever that fucking being is, becomes that much more attached to you, because it's
Mhm.
like now you understand behind the scenes and like the whys and the hows and stuff like that, because it's like you can love something because it's your favorite color, but then you look behind it and it's like, oh shit, like, you know, it was actually came out because of this or because of that, whatever. And not that everyone is into shoes like that, but what I'm saying, like at its core, I feel like that's what
I
we've been
think,
missing in
yeah,
a while.
I definitely think that that's part of what makes me feel like I'm a, like I've been, this is gonna sound terrible, or but
Say how it is.
but I've been reevaluating what it means to be a sneakerhead,
Hmm.
and in my head, this idea of like it has to come from this pure intent of like I enjoy this thing so much,
Hmm.
right? Um, I didn't grow up like, I watched Jordan, right? And I didn't grow up loving him because I
Hmm.
was a Knicks fan. He was just destroying my Knicks
Yeah,
every
yeah,
year,
100%.
Jeez,
you know?
that must have been rough.
Yeah.
It was.
So once
John
it
Starks, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
damn.
I mean, but that's still past my time. I'm 90s Knicks. Like I'm like
Oh,
Ewing, you
I'm
know?
damn,
like
my fault.
Marcus
Eh,
Camby,
yeah.
fucking watching Charles Oakley punch niggas in
Yeah, yeah, for real.
the face.
And so for me, it took until the school, like going to school and everybody being like, "Oh, nah, look, those Jordans is fresh." Like for me to be like, "Oh yeah," but still, when I think about, there's such a divide of like, there's people that be like, "Oh, I only collect Jordans. I only collect
Hmm.
Jordans," and to me, I don't necessarily consider them sneakerheads. I just be like, "You're just a Jordan head,"
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know.
No, I agree. I
Hmm.
think the word sneakerhead gets thrown around very, very loosely nowadays, and
Mhm.
not in a bad way. Like I think I understand why it's so like easy to like attribute sneakerhead and only being like, oh, I only think of Jordans.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I think when it comes down to being an actual sneakerhead, you kind of have to have this appreciation just for the whole industry in general.
Yeah.
Nah,
You
yeah.
know, and I feel like now I appreciate it a lot more because you know when so many brands are coming into the forefront, and it's like you don't know who's gonna come up with the next best thing.
Hmm.
So it's like I like that we're sort of having this shift away from Jordan, or at least people are comfortable into sort of delving into other brands and getting to know these other brands for
Hmm.
their silhouettes and what they've
Mhm.
done in the past.
Yeah.
That it's like when they open up the archive, it's like it's not foreign to anyone, you know.
Mhm.
You
Nah,
know,
word.
like when did we ever think that we'd be talking about New Balance again, or Asics, or
Yeah.
I
Saucony?
mean,
Like, let's be real. Like,
it's
it's
and
refreshing.
it is, but that's also the beauty of the internet. Because like before, I would say when you're growing up, especially you growing up out here, it's like you, whatever you seen on feet, and if you're so used to just wearing whatever's on sale, that's what you're gonna be like. Okay, as long as
Right.
I can figure a way to make this look dope. If that's how I feel about myself, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I can pull up at the with an and one shirt and a pair of New Balances and be like, yo, what's good? You know, and then, you know, that would be my frame of reference of like, okay, I'm in a New Balances. I got to get more New Balances, you know, like
Right.
I
Yeah.
think it's all about what, well, before it was more of just the sneaker stores that are around us
Hmm.
and what is available to us and what we were able to get. And now with the invention of the internet, or just how easy everything is to get, it should be easier for everybody to talk about everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Because with one Google search, I know what an A6 Gel Light 2 is, you know?
You'd be surprised though. I think like a lot of stuff that like we think is so like accessible and like literally is like just to like it's common folk to whatever. To this day
The
there'd be-
normies. You can
there'd
say
be,
the normies.
there'd be
The normie.
people there'd be people that I see and it's like or like that hit me or whatever. It's like, yo, can you get this? And it's like the most mundane shoe, and I just
Yeah.
like Google it. And I'm like, yo, just get it
Just
from
order it
the
off
store.
Yeah.
here.
Get it from the brand's website. And they're like, what? Like,
Yeah, but so. I mean, not to.
I think
Not
low
to-
key, that's a
not-
rite of passage. Like let's be real.
Yeah, I
think
agree
we've
with
all
that.
we've
I
all
agree
had
with
that
that.
experience.
Yeah.
So I think it's normal
You
for
go
people.
you go to the person that you think knows everything
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
sneakers. It's
nah,
the
for
same thing
sure.
if you have like if you're into watches, you gonna hit up your boy and be like, "Yo, man, I want to get this watch," and then they
Yeah.
would tell you
It's like,
where to
yo,
get the
why don't
watch.
you
You
just
know.
walk in here?
But I
Yeah,
also
yeah.
think, and I mean, I've been writing this essay about this, but the idea of resale shops, and not to shit on Sold Out,
No,
but
no, go ahead. Go
but
ahead.
the resale shops, especially since the pandemic, became such a like an idea of like, oh, we have like they're so in abundance that it's like this is where I go for sneakers now.
mhm.
And so it became the normalcy of like I go to a shoe store that has every single shoe, right?
Mhm.
And so it becomes a weird thing now for people normies who try to get into sneakers, but their frame of reference is a resale shop. So that when they go to like a Foot Locker, they're like, "Oh, you don't have Travis Scott's on hand like that,"
Yeah. It's
So-
like,
yeah.
what?
That's-
Your dunks are only 110. They must be fake.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy. 'cause-
Brother, we're in Foot Locker.
No, that's crazy. But because like you would get like, and I think it was mostly parents, and especially during the holiday season, they come in with like the StockX photo that like their
Yeah.
kid would send them.
I looking for a,
Yeah.
Oh, nah.
And it'll be
Nah.
like, bro, I remember once, I remember this so vividly. They showed me a picture of like a Cause 4, and they're like,
Uh-huh.
yo, do you have this here? And I was like, oh my fucking God.
Nah,
Wait till I tell you something.
That's like me at GameStop when they were like, I'm looking for this game, and they show me GTA like
the
Grand
PC
Theft-
version.
No.
The first one?
They show me Grand Theft Auto, and I look at the kid, and the kid is like 5.
Oh, did you have to give that
Hey,
talk to
yo.
parents?
I was the hater. I was like, you're not getting this
Oh.
fucking MN rated game, bro.
Oh,
And I'll be
no
like,
fucking way.
Yeah.
I hated that
yeah.
shit. I'll tell you, I hated it because that game was so fucking crazy, and we would get customers come back and be like, their parents would be like, "Oh my god,
What did you tell me?
How
like,
dare
yeah.
you?
yeah," they'll be like, and I'm like, and so then we had to start telling people
Yeah.
because the parents, because I worked at a GameStop in a rich neighborhood, so it was a bunch
Oh.
of like people would come back and be like, my son was shooting up and he was helping somebody buy drugs. And I was like, yeah, it's Grand Theft Auto. You
Liter-
asked for it.
Literally, car thieving.
Yeah.
The name of this game, lady.
Did you work at GameStop during the time that San Andreas came out?
I worked at GameStop. Did San Andreas come out?
Because I'm always curious to ask because
Yeah,
Obviously,
I think so.
at some point in time they had an adults only rating.
Yeah.
Mm.
So like I've always been curious as to like how that was even handled before they got that rating, because obviously
Mm-hmm.
for those who don't know about the hot coffee mod, and you can look it up.
Yo, that coffee mod is crazy.
Yo,
What a throwback, yo.
And you can look it up because I'm not gonna say what it is
Yeah,
here. But
And it's funny because that shit didn't even work on like a PS2.
no, it worked on the PC port. Yes,
Yeah.
but like I know like that was like a whole
Yeesh.
That was the whole
ordeal.
thing. They
Yeah.
gave a pamphlet out. You had to read through it and be like, yeah, you can't sell this. And so after that, I was just like, I don't want to deal with this shit anymore. So every time the kid would come in and be like, can I get Grand Theft Auto? And I'd be like, are you 16? Are you 17? Whatever. And they'd be like, yes. And I'd be like, show me your ID. And then they'd go and grab somebody off the street. And I'd be like, oh, so who's this? And then they'll be like, "Oh, this is my uncle." I'll be like, "This your uncle? Does he know you? What's his name?" And then like I was like, they would have to. I'd be like, "You have to go to another GameStop, yo. You can't do that." And I wasn't even a manager. I was just
It's
some
just a
regular
regular-
associate.
Regular disgruntled associate.
You
Yeah.
weren't even clocking in to
Bro, I
be a
was getting
sales
paid-
associate. You were
I was-
just clocking in to hate.
Yeah. I was getting paid $6.25 an hour, bro. I was gonna make my job fun.
He's like-
Ruined some kid's day.
Hell
That's a
yeah.
core memory for some
He's
child.
like, listen, and his peer review form is like, listen, did you want to take 39 returns this week or did you want 16 disgruntled fucking kids?
I can respect that. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be mad if I were that kid, but I can respect that.
I mean, look, when you work in games, and I'm pretty sure you've seen it in working in sneakers, like people will come up with any excuse to get a game
Oh, yeah,
or
for sure.
something, right?
Yeah.
And the craziest thing wasn't even like, though, like, I mean, I have plenty of stories. There was one time, I'll tell you how this story is. I was gonna tell a different story, but I'm gonna tell you how this one story. But this one time, we always had this kid who he'd sell. I think he sold him and his dad sold like belts and stuff or wallets, and they were like they were African, and so they would pull up, but they were making good money because the dad would send the kid to the rich school. The rich neighborhood school. So he was coming in with the uniform, everything. So they was making good money, right? Bro, he made friends with one of the like neighborhood white kids that was also a rich kid. He wasn't the rich kid. The white kid was a rich kid, right? They wanted to get an M-rated game, right? They beat up this dude and forced him to come through, buy the game for them.
Bloody and all.
Yo, you're not lying. He was like straight out the hospital, had the gauze and everything like on his head, and they beat him up to buy him the game and to buy them the games, and that's how they used to roll.
Speaking about regret, you know who else regrets life? Adidas. Do you know why? You want to know why,
God.
Brian?
Tell me.
Because I don't know if it was the president, vice president, whatever the fuck his position is. Last year was like, we're not fucking selling these shits no more. He's too much, gone off the grid, whatever. Well, they decided this year that sales in Q4 were so fantastic due to the Yeezy release that they're gonna sell off the rest of the inventory
at a discount, though, right?
No, it's
this is full price?
preemptive. It's assumed because he said something along the lines of, well, we figured if we can sell it for at least cost, you know, we can
make the money back.
make the money back, and operational whatever, and our reports would be great. But the key word is at least. That could mean that tomorrow
they're not doing that.
They can resell and up the price on 350s and everything else. Because why not?
I thought, wait, what happened to the whole we're gonna donate?
Well, that's the thing. They were gonna donate.
They saw how good it was selling, and they were like, "Fuck that."
So what they did was, and I'm not there. I didn't get an inside scoop, but from what I looked up or whatever,
you weren't there at
he wasn't
Portland
at
the other.
He wasn't at the Q4 meeting.
Yeah.
I wasn't at the.
He didn't receive the phone call.
You didn't get the Zoom link.
Actually, we will have a guest on Monday, but you don't work, so never mind.
Whoa,
We'll talk about that later.
I'll be here Monday.
So yeah, they
I'll
were,
be here Monday. I'm picking up a shift.
so they were like, yo, like we decided to just donate the stuff that we don't have full size runs for, and I'm like, what
does that even mean? You missing a 5 and then that's it?
Like, you gave a 6.5 to your son? Like, I'm confused. Like, what are you missing?
That's fucking crazy.
So yeah, they're gonna sell off the rest of the Yeezy stock by the end of this year. So that's new models, old models. They probably got a 750 somewhere in there.
I need that. What is
I'll
it?
take a
950. The boot?
Nah, you don't need that. That shit was like what, 680 when it dropped.
Whoa.
This last fucking.
Never mind. I don't.
There
need
was
that.
so I'm not a big Yeezy fan. I don't like them. One thing we've touched on earlier. I don't know if we touched on with the mic. Pause.
Probably not. I love how he stopped.
Hey, yo. But for me, Yeezys don't have any stories, so they never sold it to me. Like I never bid it. Like there was nothing to hold on to be like, I got.
It's
Cobb,
just like,
you know?
it's just a collaboration between Adidas.
Yeah, he's like, I just designed shoes,
Yeah.
like, and that was it.
Mhm.
And to me, like, it's not like a Yeezy 2. I felt like Yeezy 2s was a movement.
Word.
Right? You know?
Well, I feel like.
Well, it's the 10th year of the Yeezy 2.
Oh, the Red October.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the Red Octobers, yeah.
Yeah, we got a 9.5 if you need that.
Yeah, do I look like I wear a 9.5?
I don't know, bro.
Definitely not. I remember. Where
Listen,
were you? Where were you?
I'm still not that good. I just be like, yeah, you're about a 6.
Where were you when those dropped?
I was overseas, deployed. Boo-hoo.
I had 3 laptops open.
Oh, nah.
Jesus.
And it was all L's. It was all L's. The one time I wasn't working during the day because I did the whole, if you're listening to this and you're thinking about college and work at the same time, don't do it.
Hey, yo.
Hey yo!
Oh my god! Don't do it.
Hey yo!
What do you mean by that?
I mean, don't work and go to school at the same time.
to each their own. But okay.
But so I was working because like if you do that and you go to school, right, you're just dead throughout the whole day.
Yeah, no.
Basically, I was working 7 to 2 o'clock, and then to go to school from 4 to 9, and I was like, as soon as I had a chance. So the one time I wasn't working at 2 o'clock, they dropped, and I was like, oh, try it, like let me get him, and nah, it was an L. That Twitter when Nike used to drop on Twitter, bro, nah.
Yeah,
It
Never.
was just an image, and the password was just somewhere hidden in there, right?
No, it was just a link.
No, it was a link.
Oh, it
You
was
just
a
click the
link?
Yeah,
link.
it was literally a link. I'll show you.
Damn, am I like misremembering now?
We'll put that link up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a dead link, bro. Okay.
Well, the image of that tweet.
Oh,
It's all over the internet. Today.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, I don't know. I was in Afghanistan. Boo-hoo. I mean,
Wait.
I got the ones and the twos, but
Mhm.
before the Red October, in person at
Oh.
A Life.
Shout out to A Life.
Word. Shout out to Chris.
Let's
Chris,
see.
come on the show. I think he just started his own podcast too.
Did he?
Vidal, yeah. But it's like,
Oh, yeah. Oh, you was there. You was there for Chris. You was there for that, Chris. I was
yeah.
thinking about somebody else because
Nah.
I have I'm homies with somebody that works with A Life now.
Flight Club, Chris.
Yeah. I don't know if I could.
Upper
No, Upper West Side Skates.
Upper West Side Skates.
He is one of the most legendary resell shop employees. That's the right way to
Yeah.
type.
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
yeah.
Oddly enough, I just saw that he just like, I don't know. There's like a pop up buy sell trade there now. I mean, if you know, you know, but I'll tell you
Mhm.
after. But yeah, like there's like a pop up, from dude from Staten Island and shit.
Oh.
Yeah, I forget his name, but Soul Broker is in there.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I wish him all the best
Nah, word.
because
Always,
he picked
yeah.
a hard spot to sell sneakers and skate gear at. And so, and he's he's an interesting character. He has lots of stories.
He has a good following too.
And yeah,
Nah,
a lot of
yeah.
people know him from the past, so it's like
Not only sneakers either, like art scene.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Big weed head.
mhm.
Be an Astro Club all day.
I don't know what Astro Club is.
Yeah,
It's a weed spot in fucking. Well, it's like a social club for like potheads.
Interesting.
Yeah, before marijuana became legal, that was the
that was
where
a
to go.
spot.
That was like a speakeasy per
Oh
se.
shit!
I learned something.
Now
there.
they have,
Yeah, I
like,
learned something.
Now they
there,
got
too.
like new era collections and shit. It's neither here nor
I
there.
feel like everybody's getting a new era collection now, bro. You just gotta send in a form and you got it.
Nah, I think you just have to ask at this point.
Nah, yeah. I mean, at this point, I think it's like, yo, you got an account or you got a collection. Well, I did forget to ask, what was given that, whoever the hell paid $8 million for lefts, what was the most you ever spent on a pair of shoes?
Oh,
Ooh, me?
yeah.
So
You're the guy. I mean, you're the
The
guy.
I didn't know. I thought
the
you
room,
was-
everybody
I
could
thought we
share.
was just going.
Everybody could share.
So I have y'all gonna hate me, but I have a no buy resell policy, right? It
Mhm.
has
I
to
mean,
be my thing.
you do the same. I mean, he does.
Nah,
the
he
same.
paid. He was on my podcast talking about, yo, I dropped 400, 500, 600 on anything, easy
But
money.
on anything.
Wait, what? No,
What do you mean by that?
That you got bread.
my fault.
Money ain't a thing. But for me, the most I've ever spent on a resale shoe is I paid $150 for a pair of my Grails, the tweed SBs.
High tops?
The highs.
Yeah, those are my Grails.
Mm.
I did $150 at the time. They were probably, I think it was like I think resale was like $125 or something like that. No, resale was $250.
What year was
Yeah,
this?
retail was like $135 for Dunk Highs back then.
Nah, 110. Wasn't it? I think it was 110.
SBs were $130, I believe.
Really?
Wait, what year? Was
No,
this?
98. They were 98. That's a silver box. They're 98. They were $98 and the lows were 80s.
Oh, you just like mind fucked me. I thought you were trying to tell me they came out in '98. It was like
Nah,
Yeah,
nah,
yeah,
nah,
I was
nah,
like,
nah,
whoa.
nah.
flag on the
Nah.
plate.
I think I remember. I would look at the box, but
Yeah,
they were like
something
they were
like that,
under
yeah.
100 at the time. But yeah, I'm trying to remember where it's like the most I've ever spent for a pair of sneakers though is retail for Off-White 5s. So 250 plus.
My bad, bro.
My bad.
Spending, all right?
But yeah, there hasn't been a shoe that has been like
I need to pay this much for that.
Yeah.
I kind of get that. Yeah.
because for me it's like I mean we talked about sneaker guys before we jumped on here, but that's how it is to me. I always feel when it comes to collecting, if I'm able to get them at the time I'm supposed to get them, then I'll get them, right? Or when it comes to resale, it's like, okay, I feel like this is a blank amount shoe. Like this is how much it cost to me. If I can find it for that price in
I'm
a good
paying
condition,
that.
I'm
Yeah.
paying it.
That's
So
fair.
that's how I temper I calm myself and don't go break the bank. But I still spend way too much money on sneakers
Nah,
regardless.
yeah. I mean, I don't really spend that much on sneakers. I usually just trade for it or sell
Mhm.
something else to fucking, I guess,
Subsidize, yeah.
subsidize actual spending or expenditure. But the last time I paid resale on a shoe was like the Sean Witherspoon, and it was out of like blatant like disgruntlement because like
95s. Which ones?
The
Sean-
97.
97s, my bad.
97 ones,
Alright.
yeah. The Sean Witherspoons. I missed I was working like some corporate fucking federal job, and I was driving around the city chasing that fucking van.
The van, yeah.
So I missed like 2 drops, and I was like, I'm done with this shit. Like, I gotta go to like 8 meetings. Like,
Yeah.
I got 95 missed calls, whatever. And then like Kith did a secondary drop beyond the van, and I was like not able to get it. And I was just like, yo, fuck it. So I just bought him 500. Like the day after the like minute 2 after they dropped on sneakers. I was like, I didn't get them on sneakers, so fuck it, I'm gonna just pay 500. Bought them straight out, and then like literally by the end of the night, I'm a size 12. That shit was at like 800 to 1,000. I was like, yep, right decision, because I was gonna get it eventually, so I was either gonna have to like part ways with something I didn't feel like parting ways with, or,
Right.
like. Plus, it was like at that point, it was like blood, sweat, and tears went into it, so it was like I just need to accomplish this to make myself feel better.
With me, I think it's like that happens in a different aspect for me, where it's like, say if this has happened a couple times, win a raffle or whatever, and I'm like, I was on the fence. I don't even know why. It's one of those raffles that I just threw my name in, and now all of a sudden now I won it. So now you're already gone halfway through. You might as well pick the shoe up. That's
Word.
what, like, I feel like that's like,
I
you
get
know what
that.
I mean?
Yeah.
You,
Sir Brian,
come on, Brian.
Yeah, if I say this, I'm not
Are we-
beating any of the Wills Bonner allegations.
are we going to the? I'm sorry, never mind.
Wait. What were you gonna say?
Well, you never bought the shoe, so I was gonna bring up your
What shoe?
infamous complex post.
Oh, fuck that. No.
What?
Okay, well, that's a shoe that I'm willing to pay for if you guys are willing to sell it to me.
What's this?
You know when the court
The Cortez.
You know when the
95?
Cortez came out?
Yeah.
So there's a post on Complex,
Where they put the
and I'm
the
immortalized
graphic,
in that
he's
post.
in that image as like the first person to see the fucking the
The
jumbotron.
billboard.
Oh, for real?
I'm the first
then,
person
man-
to see it, and I'm the first person to get the hell out of there.
Oh, you're on the bike?
No, he was
no.
driving.
I was driving. Like I
Oh.
took a picture.
He
You
was the
see in
first
video,
person to
Yeah.
You
dip
see me taking a picture. You
and
see me
dipping
leaving,
before like
Yeah.
like second 5 of that video reel
Yeah.
comes up,
and then
and then he didn't get the shoe.
How you didn't get them?
bro, I like held down on my phone. You know how like on iPhones, if you hold down like specific like writing, it like copies. It's able to copy and paste it.
Yeah.
I did that, and then I pasted it into like Google Maps. Took me to the wrong fucking
Oh
address.
my god. Were you even near the vicinity, or
It
was
was
it
like
just
10
like
minutes away, but still, like it
New
was.
York 10 minutes.
It's 10 minutes late, you know.
Yeah.
But
By
still,
the time
like,
we got there, that shit was clipped.
hell yeah, bro. No, you know what's crazy? I had to sign the stupid ass waiver for Nike sneakers because they were recording on. I don't think I've ever spoken about this.
Oh,
they-
Oh,
no,
NDA.
You talking about NDAs?
NDA.
I don't know about
Like
an
a
NDA. I don't know.
super
I don't know about
Nah,
an NDA.
they didn't. They didn't.
Yo.
It was
you
no
would know
NDA.
if
Nah,
you would
yeah.
know.
No, it's
It
not
would
an
say
NDA.
NDA.
No,
mad big
they,
on it.
they
No,
just
no.
pers- permission.
They were like
permission.
recording
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
and like what they
Yeah.
were wearing, and I
Yeah.
just happened to wear my CDG 95s this day.
Mhm.
So some dude's like, yo, can we record you? And like, can you say a couple words? I was already pissed.
He was like,
So I was like, you
yo,
know what?
I didn't get him.
Yeah, I was already pissed. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make this
The
trip.
bodega's
Yeah.
closed.
I was like, I'm gonna make this trip worth it. So I'm gonna agree to this.
He's like, yo, if I agree, can you get me a pair?
And you know what's crazy? I wasn't even included on that little like the video that they ended up posting. So I was like, what the fuck? Whatever. But
That's
Lord.
wild.
that's
bro.
it. L after L. You know.
So you didn't get those eventually? You
Nah.
didn't.
I mean, I'm willing to pay for it now if someone's willing to cough one up.
Which
for,
the New York colorway?
the pink, yes.
Yeah, the pink
pink
joints,
one,
yeah.
Or the green one. If you have the green one, you know, I'll take either.
I
or.
wanted the London colorway.
Oh, the
joint.
blue. That was a nice color.
I asked my boy because they did the
the France drop was crazy. That
Yeah.
was nuts.
I think that's the one that came in. Yeah, I didn't really care.
Oh,
for
yeah,
that.
the size 12. Yeah. That
I
came
didn't
in,
really
yeah.
care for that shoe.
Are you just not a 95 guy?
I am. I'm highly anticipating the Stash 95 is coming out this year.
Let's
but
hope that happens.
Bro.
I just like.
I need to figure out. I need to slide my way. Oh,
feel-
I need to slide
Yo,
my
yo,
way. Into,
watch your words, watch your words.
Yeah. I need to figure out a way to get on the seating list for that 95.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. I just feel like it's like I don't know what the hell that like at the time I didn't know what the brand was. So it's like, what am I buying? It's back to the
yeah.
story. Is like, you know what I mean? What am I buying? Like
Yeah,
I
That
was
makes sense.
I already lived the sneaker or club era of fucking like, you know, chasing that high and like camping out and all that crap. Like I didn't need that. Like I was like, yeah, I'm not going to the city to
nah, yeah.
punch a bunch of people and get arrested for a
Wait,
shoe.
what shoe are you talking about?
The Cortezes.
The court, like
The
I wasn't,
drop.
I wasn't
drop.
doing all that. So
I
I,
think-
I didn't care.
I
for
like
it.
the drop for the drop itself,
Yeah.
right? But to be part of that, I'd probably be pissed if I were you, because
I was fuming.
Yeah.
I was fuming, but I got food. And
no,
I
no,
felt
no.
fine.
I'm talking
Yeah.
about like somebody's getting hemmed up. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, I don't have the patience. For
No,
that.
but
Yeah.
I mean, I think
like
I
I take a day off of work, right?
I didn't know about that. But
No, I'm saying like this is me in your situation.
Yeah.
I took a day off of work. I busted my ass to get that because I wouldn't be driving. I don't drive.
you paid a toll,
I paid
Pay a toll, right?
Fuck.
To not
don't
get
even
the shoe?
remind me.
To not get
I
the
mean,
shoe, nah.
No.
and didn't you get a ticket that day?
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I gotta. Man, fuck NYPD, bro. Yes. But why would
so-
you even remind me? But yes.
So the
yes.
money was spent.
Hey,
the money.
yo.
I spent the money on other things. Yeah,
and paid
basically.
retail for
Yeah.
nothing.
No, but besides the point, like,
He lived in the moment.
like back to your question. I'm never gonna beat these allegations because honestly, I paid what was it like $300 for a Wales Bonner Samba.
What?
Yeah, you
Why?
did.
Wait, which ones?
the white and green pair? The one that goes for like
not
eight,
even.
the one that goes for like 800 now, but like
that,
still.
that shit came in. This man was like salivating.
Yeah, I was like, yo, just give me that.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
don't post it. Don't post it.
yeah, but you know what's okay? You know what? No, here's the funny part. So it was like this was like when Samba was like, I don't want to say it was at his peak because like I think it's one of those timeless classics that arguably, and I'm gonna get cooked for saying this, but I think it in my book that's higher than the Air Force One.
Whoa.
Jesus.
No.
Run that back.
No. I'm not. No. And I'll die on this hill, and it's because
On the roof.
Yeah.
No.
You just roofed this hot take right now.
yeah, no. But listen. Hear me out. You have to hear me out on this.
I mean, we don't have to.
No, you don't. No, you don't have to. You could go ahead and
Hey,
you know,
yo.
you can go ahead and fucking shit on my grave in the comments, whatever. But what I'm getting at is like what the Samba means to a more global audience as opposed to what the Air Force means to one area alone is a lot bigger and goes beyond just being sneakers. You know, when I think of the Air Force, it's like I don't wear it because one, I wasn't really one that was like always gravitating towards a shoe like that. I did see people growing up with that, and I think a lot of people wore it.
How
Well,
many Air Forces have hit your face?
What do you mean by that?
None. But what I'm trying to get at is like
I don't like Air Forces no more.
I won't wear them. But like, look, there's two sides of the coin because my brother loved Air Forces, and like we grew up under the same household, but I could never get behind that shoe. And I think it's one of the things that like, my love for sneakers has always been as much as it is for Jordan and all that stuff. And I grew up on that stuff, but I think a lot of what soccer culture was growing up played such a huge role in what I was wearing. So I was always into Air Max 95s, Air Max 1s. So whatever, you know.
So
whatever,
your Jordan is Pele.
I mean, I don't know about
Maradona.
that. Yeah. See, yeah,
Maradona.
Maradona. Yeah, there we go. But like,
I was just naming the two people that wore Sambas.
Yeah.
So
but like, you see, like that shoe like dates back to like the 1950s. And I'm not saying that like Air Force doesn't have that type of history,
86.
but I think it means, yeah. But I just think it means more to like the community
I mean,
within,
it
like-
makes sense because if you love soccer,
Yeah,
Right.
or
that's your
football,
upbringing.
Yeah.
if
if you're Portuguese, yes. If you're Portuguese, yes.
Well, I'm half Brazilian, so
Oh, there we go.
and
If you speak Portuguese, my fault. If you speak Portuguese,
speak
it's Portugal,
Portuguese.
yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, and
Portuguese.
Portuguese,
Portuguese.
and I love basketball. Basketball is my first sport, so I have such appreciation for the Air Force One. And then, if you think sneaker culture, Air Force One is the shoe
Is a shoe right?
for sneaker, like that basically started sneaker culture.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you have a point about the Sambas.
I think so. Like
But-
on the world stage, yes.
But paying $300 for Sambas is nuts.
Not
no,
it.
no, yeah,
Not
yeah.
it.
You're right. And like, listen. I'll take that. I made horrible investments. I'm not gonna fucking lie. I'm not gonna pretend.
This
I'm not
is
gonna.
this is your Yeezy zebra moment.
Yeah,
when
this is-
that dude
Hey,
with the
yo.
Yeezy zebras.
Nah,
Yo, that dude.
Nah, that
Yeezy
dude.
zebras
that
with
dude
the
is
Lisa-
hurting. That dude is hurting.
From
Every
R2?
year, every
Jesus
actually, I think
Christ.
about him once a month.
No, that post gets brought up often enough. Like,
What do you mean by that?
no, that post gets brought up way too much. Like, if I were that dude, I'd hide away, bro.
I'd probably retire.
I'd move. Like, I wouldn't.
Why would you
Well,
move? You're on the internet.
It wouldn't matter. They don't exist. Where you moving
I mean,
from?
if you move to like the Midwest, no
What
one's
do you-
gonna be like, oh,
Nah, that's
shit.
where round 2 is, bro.
Oh, never mind.
That's the last of the Mohicans. They'll be like, oh, you again? I got him in the back.
Welcome back.
I still got those white. I got those white threes you have.
They keep
So-
his size
yo,
on ice.
Why
It's like, yo,
three?
what's up? Are you trying to trade off-white Chicago's?
Yo, it's that guy we fleeced. Let's bring him back. Bring him back.
Nah, there has to be like a 10-year reunion
What
for
the
that.
fuck?
Like they have to set that up. That's crazy.
I feel bad for old buddy though.
Nah, it'd be
That's
alright.
why it pops up in my head that like I don't ever want to get caught like that, and then on video
Mm.
get
Oh,
caught
video's
like that.
worse.
Oh,
Oh,
my
video's worse.
Word.
They were like, nah, that's like a GameStop trading on video. That's
Nah,
like,
word.
oh,
He tried to one up the Diamond Kid and just lost.
No, I think it's crazy that like I feel like it got recorded because it was like one of those things where it's like, yo, it's gonna
Nah,
like,
they
it's
were-
gonna be like this forever.
I don't
Nah, they
think
were
that was
they were
it.
high.
You don't think that
no,
was it?
No, they
Mm.
were high on doing like vlogs.
yeah.
They were
No.
doing that back
I
in
know
the
that they had like
I
their
mean,
whole, like,
they're the
YouTube
ones that
channel.
started it.
Yeah.
But what you're talking about is just a specific clip
They-
out of an entire
Yeah,
episode.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Oh,
like
so
they
it was
clipped
just like,
it.
oh,
They
okay,
clipped
okay.
an actual episode.
And
Like, it
somebody
just
made
happened
fun
to
of
be-
it because was it the first re-release of the Zebras? That's when
Probably,
when
yeah.
that
I think that
pulled
was
up?
the first one because that's when it was like at its peak.
Yeah,
it was like
yeah,
at
yeah,
one point.
because Pharrell's
something.
are still relevant
Yeah.
at
Mhm.
that point.
Oh, the human
human
race?
races.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
because
still
he
relevant.
put in a pair of was it the Chanel's? No, it wasn't.
No,
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 the
it
sh-
was
I
the
think it was
black-
the
the black
holy
one.
pair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the black with the yellow lacing.
hmm
Oh,
and then a
shit,
bunch of
yeah.
other shit. Yeah.
Man, what happened to those, bro? Like those.
Well-
That's a shoe of worth that fell off a fucking cliff.
You know what's
bro.
crazy? though?
I'll tell you what happened to them. They transcended into a $75,000 Timberland collab.
I mean, yeah. See, I get.
What do you think? What do you think of that? What do you think about that though? Like, be honest, please.
The
Because-
LV
yeah.
LV Timberlands.
The monogram one, that's
Because
75K.
I get fucking,
What?
people think I'm dumb for saying that shit is hot trash.
Nah, it's garbage.
Nah, I mean,
But I've also never worn a Timberland boot in my life.
listen, Timberland's been nice to me. Okay, I can't-
Hamas.
Oh, so you can't.
I was always a Vasquez
Good to know.
Gore-Tex kind of guy.
Let's cut this part
Dolomite,
out.
Dolomite. You
Nah,
rocking
never
Dolomites
Dolomites,
in?
never Dolomites. Nah,
The-
Vasquez Gore-Tex, and then when I got snazzy, I would just do the what's the other fucking brand? Danner boots.
Danner, yo, I love Danner boots,
Yeah.
yo. I've never owned a pair, but I've always wanted one, or a pair of DMs. I've wanted a pair of DMs real bad. But what I think about those LV Timberlands, I think they're they're just Tims. Like to me, but like would I ever pay that price? Hell no.
Oh, no.
I would assume the rest of them aren't gonna cost that much, but they're trying to do the whole.
Like
I
the
don't-
Air Force Ones things. With
Yeah,
them.
I think they're gonna try to do that. I
They're
don't
all
know.
numbered too, right?
I don't know if they're gonna auction it, but they already have it. Like it comes in a case. Bullshit.
Mhm.
At that point, I just feel like, bro, you're just like you're doing the wrong things there.
I mean, they're just trying to LV. I don't know. Like Virgil created this whole atmosphere around the LV, and they're trying to still continue that hybrid fashion streetwear.
Nah, for sure, and it's
Thing.
it's gonna remain. Like for instance, we were talking about Margiela is doing a collab with Supreme,
Mm-hmm.
but I just feel like like it's one thing to like, you know, like take for them to like take Pharrell's like upbringing and like showcase that. That's great because that's obviously what his point is there. But to like literally turn around and flip and try to do the exact same thing, that was just like you're copy and pasting at that point.
I agree, but at a point, like I'm just not a fashion dude. Like, so I don't have that
Like you
appreciation.
don't gravitate toward. You know,
Yeah.
I kind of get that.
For me, I've been streetwear
Mm-hmm.
from the jump, right?
Yeah,
like what
for
my
sure.
favorite brands is Supreme, like,
Yeah.
but the essence of Supreme, not the VF Corp Supreme, right?
Mhm.
You know, like, and LV is part of that.
LVMH?
Yeah, LM. Yeah, you said it right.
Word.
And so we, as a conglomerate or whatever, they're
Mhm.
not really looking at it as like,
For the
this
culture.
is this is
Oh yeah, for sure.
This is
more of a
just
cash
another
grab.
yeah.
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's like, let's put a face behind it that has culture so that we can sell them, which
Mhm.
is what I think all of sneakers is now, which is just they're
Who's
trying to
behind
sell
the
us.
project, yeah.
Well, they're just trying to sell us the culture back to us, the culture
Mhm.
that we created, the culture that
Yeah.
we were a part of. Because if you look at what the culture is now, there's not a lot of it, right? There's nobody being like, yo, man, let's have these conversations and these, like, there's no like artist series where we look back and be like, yo, they gave this dude a shoe, or
Mhm.
you know, we're never gonna get another version, or maybe we have, but we're not really paying attention to it like that. The Clerks pack, like the Clerks pack was the start of sneaker culture in terms of just like everybody coming behind a couple stores
Yeah.
that everybody frequented and they fucked with, and they were like, yo, let's give these guys a shoe and try it out. Now it's, oh, this brand has culture, now we have to push it onto
Nah,
the
yeah.
people.
Everybody else,
It's
yeah.
all this
more-
hybriding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's more like it's more
It's more corporate.
It's very
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's very corporate because like Adidas tried it with the consortium packs.
Mhm.
Nobody cared.
Right, but the thing is,
I forgot about that.
yeah, and that's what's sad about that,
Mhm.
is that
No,
because
yeah.
they chose boutiques that
Yeah,
actually
exactly.
need the people to come through,
Mhm.
right? And it was to spotlight them and
Yeah.
to get these people through the door. But what's sad about it is that these brands put so much storytelling that actually means something to everybody,
Yeah.
instead of just the store itself.
Exactly,
They're
yeah.
not just telling the culture of
Yeah.
the store back to you,
Nah,
right?
it's just like
Yeah.
here's
Something that
another
includes everyone.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. I mean, my sneaker of the year last year was the City of God Extra Butter Consortium pack,
Mm.
because my family's from the area that City of God was filmed. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, and I mean, I love the Samba. I've never owned a pair, but I wanted one so bad, and it was this depiction of, I remember going to, as a kid, to the beaches of Rio and seeing that, like, the floor, and they put that on the shoe, and I was like, this is amazing, blah blah blah,
Yeah.
right? You're not gonna get that from fucking
yeah.
Louis Vuitton,
Mhm.
you know?
That's just like culture that's already embedded and taking it in as its own. As its own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, it's turned into a lifestyle shoe to the point where it's like, you know, you don't have to know what it is, but you recognize it.
Mhm.
You know,
On my recent episode with Jason Faustino from Saucony, I talk about how his 2023, because he works with them in collaborations, his 2023s is reminds me of the Clerks pack, because he's collaborating with these smaller brands and people, and it's like, it felt more of like a 101 of
Mhm.
being like, okay, we got the J-Tips drops 3 sneakers, they all tell stories, and it's a story to everybody else, not a story of like, Munir drops a fucking story with every shoe, and it's always like, this is the plight of black men and this and that, and it's like
Yeah.
too heavy and convoluted
Mhm.
that when a kid tries to buy that shoe, they're not looking at it for
they're
that
not looking
story.
at the message.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the
They're-
message gets lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Nah, yeah.
yeah,
I
that-
kind of agree with you with storytelling being sort of this lost art, because I feel like, I mean, now I feel like today we heavily rely on like numbers, and if the
Mhm.
shoe isn't doing well, then it's trash, or it's a brick,
mhm.
as like everyone would say.
Everybody, yeah.
You
Yep.
know, and it's like we kind of forget what we appreciate ourselves, as opposed to like what people actually want us to wear.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like a good shoe that unfortunately happened to last year was the Bethany's,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the
Um,
Beffy's Beauty Spot.
Your
you know what I mean?
sneaker of the year.
and it's like freaking, like the Union ones, like even the Union 4s, the Dunks, whatever other collabs they did were all like roofed. But then like these come out and it's like, yo, like this is like about like Chris and Bethany's relationship, and like that's why it has the woven on it and yada yada. And obviously like half of it's like sold to you, the other half is like actual, in my opinion, actual like genuine storytelling. And it was like, yo, nobody give a fuck about that shit.
It's wild because like I have a take on it where it's like, I get you're trying to tell. I mean, not everybody. I feel like, how do I explain this as well as like want to? I feel like it's cool when a brand gets to tell a personal story like that, but also at the same time, it doesn't connect with everybody.
Yeah, because it's very like niche.
It's
to
super
them.
like that's like a shoe you bring out at your wedding.
Like that's more of like a
Yeah.
PE as opposed to like a GR.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, I
It's-
kind of think of what you're saying.
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? So it's gonna fall on a lot of deaf ears. But the people who are in a relationship like that, like that's why I love the shoe, right? Because I resonate with that. But no single dude's gonna be like, yo, the love for my wife. Like, nah, bro, get out of here. You know? So
it's woven in me.
Well, I mean,
It also
Oh my
doesn't
God.
help that the Elevate was fucking so much better, in my opinion. Like I was to a point almost where I was
the
gonna
Soul Swap.
I was gonna buy
Yeah.
both and Soul Swap.
I mean, that would have made it. I do love the blue check on that.
They
That's
both look
fire.
good.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna lie. I love both of them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
I mean, personally speaking, I just don't like too
White
much
shoes.
white shoes. Like it has to like resonate with me in order for me to buy it.
I think that's more dealing with your upbringing though, and you have like some demons you gotta.
That's not true. Because I used to be the kid who was like buying white Air Forces and then like using the shoe polish to like make them white again, or like I'll bleach the shit out of them. Like I would
wow.
that
cake
was
it.
such a
I would cake it like four.
I wish a lot of these people knew that.
I would cake it
now.
like four like fucking
Layers?
tiers.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Until it's roofed.
Yo, if that word is gonna be like
t-shirt.
Yo,
We need a
we need
t-shirt.
a roof.
Speaking of t-shirts,
Speaking of
you know what I mean? We just dropped our podcast tees.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? You can't really see the graphic in the front, but it
Yeah.
has sold out in the
I done got one.
I got you.
Brian could just show you the back image where you can see
So this is what Leo's wearing right now.
Word,
It's
so
the
it'll be
front
sold-
of the tee,
sold out in the front.
but the back. I
Oof.
can finally tell my mom I'm on a
Gas.
t-shirt.
You know what I mean? Gas.
That's everyone's favorite artist. Apparently,
Mhm.
she just won a Grammy, so
She
congrats
did.
to her.
Know what I
Shout
mean?
out.
But that's
But-
beside the point. Me and Leo and Dylan and Mateo are all on this tee, so
Word, I mean.
Hopefully, I'm on the next
In
tee.
the
well, we can make that work.
in the monitors.
On the roof tee.
In the monitors, you can see different episodes of Buy Sell Talk.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? And it's
a great
pretty
shirt.
pretty ironic because most people watch YouTube on their computers. Look at that.
There we
Oof.
are.
Mhm.
Although I don't think these are computers, though. I'm not gonna lie.
What? They're monitors.
They're monitors.
All right.
Oh
Fuck,
shit!
Jesus
yeah, you're
Christ.
right.
Anyway, that shirt is available in store and online. We'll put that link up here. Also, we have another sold out tee that we just dropped. Just a regular merch tee for the store. That's the other one that we'll put here. And that comes in 3 colorways. It's the Spider-Man sold out bannered edition.
Mhm.
But
You
yeah.
look at me like I'm about. Are you selling? Like you're trying to get a
I'm-
live cop
I'm
for
selling
now?
it.
$14.99.
It's like, yo, so it's $48. Comment up right now.
Yo, my boy, what you doing?
We're gonna do a live sale right now.
What you
at
thought
the
that
end
gate
of
was going up?
this episode.
Oh my god.
In other news, freaking I don't know if you saw, but New Balance is the next brand to jump on the I'm gonna sell you some bullshit fucking wave. You
The
can
refurbished
and they're
program?
no, it's
What?
the man, what do they call it? The repurposed?
Oh, I
Or
didn't know they were doing that.
they coined reconsidered is what they're calling
Reconsidered.
it. Reconsidered. And they're taking it 2 notches further. So they saw where Nike dropped the ball and they were taking in fakes, allegedly.
Oh,
And
fuck.
they hired a third party, whatever the hell solution bullshit, to clean the shoes and then determine if they're resellable. Unfortunately for the consumer that thought they were gonna get some Salehis at discount price, they they are allowing things like, and I'll get on my notes here, and they're allowing things like heavy creasing on a shoe.
Okay,
These are different like
this is gonna be like
brackets and stuff that they're allowing. Excessive scuffing, heavy tread wear. So you can have a shoe that's lopsided.
Yo.
Oh, that shit could be
on
cool.
six. It could literally be roofed.
Yo, this is literally gonna be the next bit. Like that's crazy.
We need like a like a Webster's definition.
Yeah, like a roof.
Notable
I'll write it out.
insole
I'll write it
wear,
out.
significant staining, shoes with rips, tears, or holes, damaged labels. That is
so
size
anything goes.
tags.
Anything
So
goes.
literally,
no
as-
holds bar.
Yo, just pull up to the local thrift. and
Yeah,
just-
So,
word.
and then what they're doing is, so here's the gimmick, right? Here's the fuck you part, right? So you bring in a shoe as a customer. It's like, yo, like I'm trying to trade these up to get something else. They I don't know how they're determining this on the spot if it's a third party, unless they have like a dude just chilling there, like, nah, yo, them shit's no good.
Just,
But
hey, go get Larry.
So
Hey,
essentially,
Larry.
yo, check these shits out, like. So fucking so pretty much they determine on the spot. I think it's like if you ship it or whatever. There's like 5 across the fucking U.S. that are doing it, but essentially they determine on the spot whether or not they'll take your stuff in and give you a credit. The credit would be 25% of the retail value of that shoe. So let's say hypothetically, I don't know, for some reason, New Balance comes out as $1,000. You get 25% of that to spend at your free will at whatever, New Balance. But the gimmick is, if they don't accept it, you don't get your shoes back. They just donate it to some nonprofit. They're like, nah, bro, take a hike. And like that's like guaranteed. Like you either get 25%
That's
or you don't get
wild.
nothing.
I mean, it's crazy that they'll do that and they'll
This
be
is like GameStop.
Yeah. Worse than GameStop.
So apparently one of your buddies like got up in the food chain at New Balance. And
Yeah,
they're like,
Yo,
I've
I
got
an
something.
idea. I got
Yo,
an idea,
I got
bro.
an idea for you.
Have you ever reconsidered?
You ever shot that GameStop before?
So yeah, literally, that's the. I mean, obviously, it goes to a nonprofit, you know, whatever, and people that need the shoes. But as a consumer, I'm like, yo, what the fuck, man?
Yo, for
I was
real.
expecting new shoes. I can't even get my old shoes.
It's wild that I don't know. I don't know if these brands doing this is actually helping anything because
I mean, I think it's for Nike's aspect. I think it's making them worse because
yeah,
it's giving you
feel like
bad
it's-
publicity.
yeah,
At like to some degree, like at its heart and its core, it's like great sustainability. Oh my god, we get to like like repurpose and instead of like all this waste.
But
happening.
I think that they're trying to churn a profit out of it.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
They're trying to tap into the resale market.
Yeah.
Anywhere, Fathom,
Yeah.
whatever. But they're
Yeah.
pointing it as sustainability.
I just think if it's gonna be sustainability, you need to just take the shoes in, right, and then make another shoe. Like it needs to be something like
There-
repurpose it.
I don't remember this because I was too young, but there was some kind of program where I never believed my neighbor, but apparently he used to like send in his old Nikes
Yeah, I heard about
and then they would like send him a new pair,
that.
the same shoe. Like, man, that shit don't exist. And they'd like
Oh,
make playgrounds.
I seen
with
that
it.
on TikTok, bro.
Yeah, so
Oh, that's the
they-
voucher.
The
Yeah,
voucher
so
shit.
Yo.
they used to like make playgrounds out of it or whatever. The,
Oh,
the floor.
The floors.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but I
No, that's
remember-
literally that's
Yeah.
if you look at like the recycled or whatever the hell Nike tried it with the fucking the shoes that were like recycled. They came in the cardboard boxes for a while.
Yeah.
That's the same bottom as like the playgrounds. Like if you see like the
Mhm.
same material. And it's
Yeah,
the same
like
pattern.
I have the Cosmic Unities. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh, yes.
supposed to
Yeah,
be
it's
like
literally
Space
like,
hippies. Yeah.
yeah, it's
yeah.
literally that same like kind of like flooring for like playgrounds.
Mhm.
Like if you look,
Mm.
it's pretty much they throw it in a dicing, whatever the hell,
That's
mincing
crazy.
machine, and then they.
That was
whatever.
like that's been their most recent attempt at being like sustainable. Because before that they had something else. I forgot what it's called, but they had like a whole manifesto reading. I forgot who wrote it. But
Definitely wasn't Tom Sachs, I'll tell you that.
Oh.
Every time I wear my Tom Sachs, I call them the workplace harassment ones. I'm like, I got on the workplace
Yeah,
harassment.
There's a
one.
policy somewhere about these shoes. I don't remember off the top of my head.
I feel like when you see like people like non-sneakerheads wearing those, it's such a like, it's kind of funny because it's like I'm not sure if they know
Yeah, no.
like what's going on.
No, I think they do.
No, the same thing with
I-
Yeezys. You know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
you know when the whole
Well, that
like-
one you definitely know was
No,
going
no,
on.
no, no. I,
I think
don't know
it's-
about that.
I think it's also hilarious how they were gonna attempt to do the general shoe after like because you know the
Oh
the-
yeah.
the-
Nah,
the
I
Nike-
don't think that was true though. I thought it was 2 colors, and then they like somebody photoshopped that like Gatorade looking one.
Oh, the green with the yellow,
Yellow.
tab.
Yeah.
Nah, that shoe exists.
Yeah.
No, but
samples
no.
of
But
it.
this is what I'm getting at. So you know how like typically in Nike fashion they give you a collab and then they drop the GR.
Yeah.
So if you realize now they kind of like the the general shoe, like with Tom Sachs, Field General, whatever the fuck came out. They were supposed to do the general, so they
Nah, they
backed
did the Union
they
joint.
backed it up and they stopped the GR because like
Mhm.
that's what you were gonna go off of, was that like, and then they were like, yo, it's gonna brick. I'm sure someone in corporate was like, yo, it's gonna be a brick.
Yeah, okay.
Yo, Tom Sachs roofed it. We gotta
Yeah,
wait.
yeah.
You know what's crazy though? I wanted that brown pair so bad. I was calling like every Kohl's around my area.
The brown pair, the UPS joints.
Yeah.
Yo, that shit is fire.
What can Brown do for you?
I liked it. And then until
I mean, you and every
Jesus
UPS man.
So
maybe I should work there.
yeah, no, so long story short, you know, they backed my theory, they backed it up a little bit, and now they're like out of nowhere, oh my god, the general sneaker, it's never been seen before. I'm like, bitch, this is Tom Sachs. Like, what the fuck? Like obviously it was before, you know, Tom Sachs. But what I'm getting
Yeah.
at is like that's that shoe. Like you're not gonna
No, yeah.
rephrase this shit and take off Field and expect me not to know what the
Not to
fuck
know
is
what
going
it
on.
is, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's like, bro, like what are you talking about? And now they're doing like that.
Yeah, the Union
Other
joint, right?
Union.
The Field
Oh,
General.
the Field General. I kinda
I like
like
them.
it.
I
I
like
like
them.
Lord.
I like them.
I like
But there's
it.
they're already doing GRs for it, and the shoe's not even out yet.
Yeah,
So,
I mean that's like the collab to introduce the shoe.
but
and
they
then-
didn't come out yet.
Well, think about
No,
it like this.
but like
we,
you know,
we still have.
It was leaked. It wasn't even like
I know, but
it's not a union
you
like
know,
official
these
collab yet.
you know these leaks are
Nah, these leaks are
They're
premeditated
legit, yeah.
sometimes.
Leaks
Not
be
gonna
leaking?
lie.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
like the fucking like the Mac Attack fucking Travis fight.
that Zoom call.
Jesus.
I mean, if you couldn't see through like what that actually was,
I called it a PR stunt from the jump.
that's what I'm saying.
bro.
But like, if you couldn't see that, yeah, I don't know
I
what.
mean,
to
it
tell
made
you.
sense though. It made sense.
It was. I mean, yeah. If
It
you know
worked.
about like how, you know,
The kids
How
like
McEnroe
it
is.
because I had
Yeah.
Zion on and I talked to him about that. And
Mhm.
because like to me, obviously I work in marketing, so I know what's good. Like I
Yeah.
can tell what's up. And so I had him on it and he was just like, "Oh, I loved it. I thought it was great." And that was my barometer of like, "Oh, okay, so the kids actually really enjoyed this
Mm.
shit."
I think one of the
Word.
things is like if you don't know about like how John McEnroe was as a player and how like
Mhm.
reactionary he was, or at least like all his outbursts that he's had on the
Yeah.
court. Obviously, to anyone like below the age of like, well, I'm 22, so maybe I only know is
Oh, I
because
couldn't tell.
jeez.
Hit the intro song.
but here's my thing. It's like if you didn't know that, then obviously it just looks cool. You know,
Mhm.
like it's one of those things that's like,
Oh shit! You saw?
oh
you
shit,
saw?
that's real beef. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
'cause
They hate each other.
he did do that thing on Instagram. I don't know if you saw. I forgot what
Yeah,
Instagram account
it was like it wasn't like Humans of New York, but it was
No,
like that
something
New
similar.
York,
It was
New
one of
York
those,
something.
Yo,
It was like,
you got
yo,
on
man,
feet?
what you got on?
yeah.
I got
Stop me.
I
'Cause
got the
was-
non-jacks.
Yeah, stop me, because you gonna get nothing but whack fits.
I don't even know what I got on, bro. You got
Ah,
the
you-
look.
You came in
I
with
got on the Beignet Boys. I got on
the
the
undercover jacket.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Everybody
man.
loves to stop me when I have that
That's
shit.
Ooh.
on.
hard.
I got stopped today with that.
Man wears like fucking brands head to toe. I don't wear shit.
Oh, shit. I don't know how to put that
Humble
on.
ass motherfucker.
My fault, bro.
I don't wear shit. I got these DBs on.
The whole outfit, bro.
These are from
I-
sneakers, bro.
I ain't even pay resale on these shits, bro. This is retail game. What you talking about?
Every time I look up, I always forget that these are like $1,000 shoe.
Yeah.
But I was like, I got these off of sneakers. It was a sneakers win.
You know what's crazy though? Like if you were to show that to like any new age sneakerhead, they'd be like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
Like
Why are you writing on your shoes, bro? That
Yo,
shit
bro,
ass.
did you do that themselves?
What
Oh,
that
shit.
should say? What that should say?
Yo, what kind of customs are those? No, but like that, I feel like that's such a like modern day thing now. That it's like someone will look at yours right now and be like, "Yo, those shits are fake."
Well,
Or, like without a shadow of a doubt. No, let's
that's
be
fine.
real.
That's
I
fine.
feel like those shoes got that reputation though.
Oh no, yeah. But like if you didn't know, obviously you were gonna think otherwise.
I mean, I get what you're saying because of the Superman logo.
Yeah.
But man, 2013? When was they crazy? When it was crazy fakes for them?
Oh,
Was
well,
it 213?
I would say like the Dub Zero era of the SpongeBob on the side.
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
that shit.
But those fours, I remember it being like the most fake shoe. Before there was reps, we got
nah, yeah.
that
'cause
was
it
one of the
yeah,
most
'cause it
fake
was just
shoes.
so much going on with it that
Mhm.
like no one really, unless you saw it in hand, it was like I can make that shit.
Yeah.
Like it was literally like somebody was like, "Hold my beer, bro. hold my cup of
It
rice.
was like a contest of like who can make a shittier fake and get
Nah,
through,
word.
and get like jib someone off of it.
Superman. I got Spider-Man on my shit. I got the Batman fours.
No, and then we got like the
Catwoman
clear,
fours.
like the clear toe fucking models.
Oh no,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
was,
That
Yeah, I
opened the
remember
fucking
that.
floodgates.
that was
I remember
because that was because of Fantastic Fours.
Yeah,
I thought that was
or-
the Invisible Woman.
No, it was Invisible Woman.
What hero?
Well,
What
when
group
you
is-
say Fantastic Four, that's a
meant,
group
like-
of heroes.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like what? What group is
My
she a
fault.
part of, my
My
brother? Yo, you really roofed that
I
one.
did. I did. Fuck.
clear toe stuff with like the Espos
Word.
and the Clot Air Maxes, which flop now.
And then the Lilac women's fucking
Mhm.
ice, the
I'm-
ice blue Lilacs that no
Yep.
one really
That
remembers.
Claw Air Max is the way that shit flopped is crazy to me.
Yo,
That's one of the biggest mysteries.
All
in my head,
of
bro.
the pairs that we released.
nah, word.
you being 22, right? I mean, I don't know if we talked about it on our podcast,
Mm-mm.
but how big? I don't know if
Nah,
you know like how big the Clot Air Maxes were back in like
Word.
2007, 2008,
Well,
bro.
here's
Even
the thing. I
even
don't.
the second pair.
I don't
Yeah.
have like firsthand experience on any of that, and like
Kanye-
obviously.
Kanye had me in a chokehold because I almost paid resale for the solar
Mhm.
resin. I was like, I don't need that shit.
No, but I like listen. I don't have firsthand experience, so anything I know about like from that past era is like stuff I read in an archive,
Yeah.
or like a news article, or like firsthand experiences like through you guys.
Mhm.
So
You
I-
just met me, not through you guys.
no, but like
Yo,
but what
man,
I- what I-
generalizing, man.
what I'm
Hey,
saying
yo.
is like
Let this man cook.
what I'm saying is like I have like this big. I say this all the time. It's like at the end of the day, like what I stand on the shoulders of you guys, because at the end of the day, like what I know is
Mhm.
through firsthand experience through other people.
Mhm.
I don't know about what camping out for Concords was like because I wasn't getting stabbed at that time. I was at home.
I wasn't either.
Me
fucking-
neither.
no, well, but like my point is like
I had
I
a
was
plug.
I was young.
I just didn't want them.
I ain't wearing.
I was either like stacking blocks or like coloring outside the lines. Like I was young.
But now you're stacking bricks.
and
I guess
coloring
so.
inside the
I
lines.
guess so. Like coloring inside the line. Yes.
and
But-
not copying inside the
I
lines.
think what because like I had Sneaker Den on my podcast, and Sneaker Den, I think he's like 24 or something like that, and
Right.
he's big into he resells all his sneakers, and he goes back like he's
Yeah.
talking about like old shit, right?
He's reselling S Carters and shit.
Bro, it's wild holding on to Questloves and like
Word.
it's absolutely nuts. But
The dunk.
what is it? What is it that makes you different than these other kids sneakerheads that don't want to learn this shit? Like, what was it that was like, yo, I want to learn more about it
I think
instead of
it's
just
just-
being like, oh, I want to just cop sneakers and that's
It's always just been an appreciation because I think I grew up loving art too. So
Mhm.
like I've always had this sort of inclination to be like, oh, like I love how well these colors work. It's like let me find more about who they worked with, or like who's behind this project.
Mhm.
And I feel like it all goes back to like it all harkens back to like I grew up with the internet, so it was so easy to like look stuff like this up, whether it was like a video, a whole behind the scenes look, like that stuff is so like scarce to find now. But the fact that it's available to anyone really with an internet connection is just like it baffles me when people don't know about this stuff, because I feel like you need to really, like you said before, you need to really know this to have this sort of like extra level of appreciation for this sort of stuff. Because I feel like and this goes back to like me not wanting to consume sneaker content nowadays, because
Mhm.
everyone's regurgitating the same thing, and it's sort of like no one's talking about anything new, no one's really speaking about why they're influenced in a certain direction.
Mhm.
And I feel like I've always had this appreciation because like it's always been readily available, and on top of that, like I've always had this like this itch to learn more.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's so much about this industry, and there's so many facets under this umbrella that we call sneakers, that like there's a lot to learn about, and then there's people that like came before me and way before all of us, like I know Sean, and it's one of our mutuals here, but like even speaking to him, it's like
No,
it's like
yeah.
a treasure
That's
trove,
totally different.
like it's crazy because it's like I knew about Run TMC, and I knew about like their influence upon like what we know as sneakers today, because it's like you talk about Adidas being already a global brand, but only in like departments like the soccer industry and like what it meant to like sell tracksuits. But then like they legitimized what it meant to be like, you know, have sneakers as like a cultural icon for so many people growing up. And it's like that's why people don't wear laces with their shell toes, or that's why people choose to wear different color laces with the shoes that they wear. And even that alone, like that baffles me, because that's such an early age of like customizations and like bootlegs and like, you know, all this stuff that we indulge in today stems from somewhere.
Of course, yeah.
So it's like the fact that it even harkens back like years ago, way before I was even a fucking idea. It's just like I appreciate it so much, because at the end of the day, like I love the things that I love today for reasons like that. Because if they didn't make a song called fucking My Adidas, you know, like
It's called Adidas.
yeah, like what would we really be like speaking about things like this? Like would these, like, put it like this? It's
I would say yes, just because of the way like New York is, right?
Oh no, yeah.
To me, but I will say that there's two separate like that's hip hop culture to me, right? And then there's sneaker culture. Sneaker culture is like Bobbito, DJ Clark Kent, you know, like these dudes that who brought the idea of like, oh, we can just have different colorways and be fresh, right?
But that came somewhere.
No, yeah.
Technically, that's one within the same.
No, for sure.
Bobbito's a DJ, so is Clark Kent, and like Clark Kent founded Jay-Z. Bobbito had that fucking that late night show in Columbus.
Yeah.
Stretch. You know what I mean? So I feel like they at some point, well, for most of
so you consider sneaker culture a subculture of hip hop?
I would say so.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
like
that's fine.
it's like they're.
I think they evolve.
They feed into each other
for lack
sure,
of better
100%.
terminology. Like they literally, like their upbringings are one and the same.
Yeah.
Like without one, you don't have the other. In my opinion, like for my upbringing.
No. I think that's valid as well. But I think, see, the five tenements. I'm saying tenements. The five principles of hip hop, right? Sneakers is not included in that
for sure.
So sneaker culture was breathed out of like several things that culminated. Hip hop is a part of it, right? But at the same time, it only took one little sample of it, and then sneaker culture expanded on it more with you know, bringing in the little bit of graffiti, bringing in all this other stuff.
Yeah, no.
But like sneakers are so universal that everybody can jump into it. So you have, you know, people pushing Converses and being like, yo, this is what it is to be punk rock. How to customize your sneakers comes from that. Like,
Sure.
So it's like I will say, of course, it's like the hip hop.
It's like almost synonymous.
Right, yeah. And it branches out after that.
For sure.
So I do have to I just think that hip hop is probably the, like, I always credit hip hop into getting me into sneakers, but then it's like then you got basketball and you got all this other shit. Because now
like
it's
your portal into it.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, like, you know, you touch on Run DMC doing their thing, and it's like that came from the drug dealers.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And evolve into that. But
brands recognize that.
No, yeah, for sure. But I wanted to ask, because you have this inquisitive nature of like, you know, I could, from our early conversations and this whole entire podcast, you want to learn more.
Yeah.
Why do kids now don't want to learn more? And then have you ever been in a situation where you do try to explain something to them and they're just like,
To be honest with you, I think that because I'm 22 years old and I'm so young, and maybe because I know this much, it sort of seems like very like surface level, where it's kind of like, you know, people will look at me and be like, oh yeah, you kind of just read about it. You didn't really live through it. So I could easily understand why I could get discredited, which is very normal. You know, I don't take offense to it. I think it's more or less like one of those hoops you have to jump through in this industry. I don't think it's a bad thing. Like we talked about this before, this industry is one of those things where like it's always been a gatekeepy sort of thing.
Oh yeah,
and I can respect that.
I think sneaker culture is built on gatekeeping.
Yeah, and I can respect that, because it's like, all right, cool. Like, why would you want to let in someone that's like only in it for show, that only wants to do it for like the Instagram pictures or the likes or, you know, the following? You know, I get that. You know, that's very understandable. But I think when it comes to like younger generations and not wanting to learn about this stuff, I feel like it's for that reason. You know, like you talk to kids today and they're so infatuated with like, people who do numbers like Travis Scott or like
Mhm.
whatever popular artist we're talking about nowadays. Because generally speaking, I don't even know.
Mhm.
I feel like nowadays we attribute how well a sneaker does because of its secondary
Resale, yeah.
value.
Mhm.
So it's like when we get to that point, that's when kids don't really care about learning about anything else. Because don't get me wrong, I think we've made strides in sort of like shifting that dynamic with kids being into ASICs and all this other stuff now. But
Mhm.
there's still a lot of work to be done. Let's be real.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think, but kids being into ASICs is like they're just like, oh, this looks like the
This looks
expensive
cool.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I think it's cool because when you think about it, that's still like the entry point for some people.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're like me, you're gonna be like, oh wow, I like this.
Mm-hmm.
What else do they have that I might like? And I feel like this is why I still wear Gel Light 3s to this fucking day. Like that's a shoe I grew up on
Mm-hmm.
because that was available on a fucking sales rack.
Mm-hmm.
But like even now, like I love the comfort. It's something I wear every day, and it
Mhm.
still looks good. And it's like, and I kind of hope and I pray that shoe doesn't make a comeback because I don't want to pay.
nah, it's probably
Ronnie's been the
Nah, it's probably
Ronnie.
coming.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
Ronnie's
Ronnie-
trying. I know
Ronnie-
Ronnie's
he's
trying.
been
Yeah.
retroing his fucking gel like.
Yeah, he's
He
doing,
better not
Yeah, like
retro the
everything.
ECFs, bro.
he's doing his
Everything.
greatest hits, but I need him to
Everything.
slow. I need him to slow down
He
because
could retro the salmons again, but no
Again?
ECFs.
Yeah.
It's like the third time.
Yeah, I haven't. 3 times I've struck out.
I had him on my 100 and under too.
oh
Whatever you
the Gel Light
Not
5 or
the
the actual
13s.
Gel Light 3.
No, the
did.
3s.
Nah, the threes.
Oh, I don't like the Gel Light 5, but I digress. Like I think kids don't want to learn about this stuff because it's just like
I feel like
they only want to know. They only want to wear what's cool. What everyone else is wearing.
I mean,
feel
but
like
that's
it's
the starting point. But no,
yeah,
go
I
ahead.
feel like it's a pendulum because like back then, like I can hone in on that where like in my era or whatever the hell, like everybody was wearing retros,
Mhm.
and I despised that. So like I went and bought like a Rasta at Journeys, and then like divulged into like that whole like you know what I mean. Back then, what was called like the mall dunks that nobody wanted. That now
Yo,
the
Journeys, bro. Journeys dunks, bro. Oh my god.
like Foot
Yeah.
Action had their own fucking collabs back then, or Foot
We
Action
can't-
exclusives. The JD fucking
Yeah.
colorways that you couldn't get or whatever the hell unless you had a passport. Or new
Well, I
fucking-
mean, yeah, JD just came to the States now,
Yeah.
so
no, but
And now their exclusives just sit on the fucking
yeah,
shelves.
they
So.
still look
like-
good though.
they're
I'm
like,
not
yo,
gonna
they're
lie.
exclusives. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Yo, shout out JD. You guys helped me.
JD.
You guys.
Yo, shout out. Yo,
Shout out.
Big ups for buying Finish Line.
The man them.
The man, though.
The man them.
But nah, yeah. So I could hone in on that and like the wanting to learn more because obviously like I didn't just like fucking I wasn't born into a DB4 or whatever the hell you want to call it. So like back then like I went against the grain and I just went that way. Or whatever.
Right, I get that. But I also think growing up in our time, right? We're around the same age.
I believe so.
Yeah. It was great to be different. Like you really wanted to be different.
Yeah.
And now we live in an era where everybody wants to be the same. And I mean, I talk about this a lot on the podcast.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
it's a pendulum that keeps going up and down.
I mean,
just
I
like
get
fashion
that.
and
That's
everything else.
interesting though, because I feel like that stems from hip hop. Hip hop's always had this rebellious nature
Mhm.
to sort of like
So you
be
think
self-expressive.
you think a lot of these artists sound the same because, and now it's like translating to how people think.
I think so.
Possibly.
Because put it
interesting.
like this, it's like I sometimes can't tell artists apart when I'm
Word.
listening to them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not.
No.
I don't listen to like newer artists
It
that
all-
much.
It all meshes
Literally,
together.
I listen to it here, and then like I'm listening to people, and everybody's like, "What? He's already whack, or he died, or something." And I'm like, "What, bro? Damn! Like I just got on. Like
No, but that like I think that rings true because it's like everyone sort of had this specific style, this cadence, this sort
Mhm.
of like
Yeah.
and it was true to them,
yeah,
and then obviously the way that they dressed, the way they presented themselves.
Lots of
Mhm.
V-Lone. Lots
Right.
of V-Lone.
There you are.
lots of drill music.
Yeah. it's definitely like we are in a cycle. But the thing is, I feel like this has been happening for the last 10 years. And it just pandemic put a big magnifying glass on it because everybody was inside and everybody was just buying everything that came out. Right. So now when you finally come outside, everybody has everything, the same
Yeah.
shit. Right. So, but even before that was happening when Travis Scott dropped. Everybody's like, oh, I gotta have these brown light colorways. So every brand was putting out these brown light colorways,
Yeah,
And it's just interesting to me that there are sneakers that we can look at any wall and be like, oh, I could rock that. But many people are skipping over the regular shit because they want that collab. And now collabs are so every day now
Yeah.
that
There's an
nobody,
abundance.
yeah,
It's
and nobody's
normalized.
looking at GRs and being
Yeah,
like,
no.
yo, I could freak this.
I mean, respectfully, I think 2024 is the year of GRs. I said it last year and I'll say it again. A lot of brands are either lessening their collabs or they're like they're roofing GRs to the
GRs
point
are being roofed.
GRs
the-
are being
to the-
roofed.
to the point where, like, for instance, I don't want to butcher this person's name at all, but there's some woman who's doing a 993 and it's like
The gardener chick, right?
and it's like a fucking
I think her name is like Lauren something.
it's like a matcha, whatever the hell.
Yeah.
And then literally the next thing I saw was like Teddy Sansons unrolls his fucking GRs for the month, and it's like fucking in that color wheel is a fucking matcha 991.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, damn, bro, let her eat. Like,
Let her cook.
But that's like what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they don't give a fuck about, like,
It's
in
wild.
my
bro.
opinion. I don't
Yeah.
know. I could be wrong.
And it's
But
funny because that's literally, those are shoes for grown-ups, not the
Yeah.
kids.
Nah, yeah, that ass. And it's like for instance, like, not many people are speaking about it, but like Trophy Room's doing a fucking
The low.
they're
The
doing
lows.
two versions.
Two
They're
lows.
doing they're doing a Trophy Room exclusive, and then they're doing the GR
I mean,
collab, whatever.
I try to stay away from the leaks because I'd rather be surprised. Like when Joe Freshkush dropped his belly collab,
Yeah,
that was literally like the next week the shoe is coming out.
Mhm.
I
Nah,
love
word.
that. I love
Yeah.
being like surprised by the release.
Well, I love the fact that like people are like they're trying, or not people, but like brands are trying their best to like get
Not
stuff.
leak.
Well, not even to not get it leaked, but they're leaking it themselves per
Mhm.
se. Because like
Yeah.
they're going to like Paris Fashion Week and just everyone's showing up in these fucking, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? These
The Saucony
you know what I mean?
Omni 9s, the J-Tips joints.
J-tip joints, the fucking the bleach fours, fucking Almanier fours,
Oh,
all types.
fuck.
You know what I mean? Like
Those
there's
are-
how like, but I'll give it to them. Like I'll appreciate that over like me seeing fucking Shane or Z Sneak, whatever the fuck the leakers are called. Like
Oh no! Okay,
showing
I
me
get
a
what you're
blur-
saying, yeah,
showing
yeah,
me
yeah.
like a blurred image that they blurred
or
because
like
they
a
were like.
mock-up. that
Yeah,
they
but
fucking
the
put
Cortez
together.
mock-
Because
mock-ups.
like the source they got it from is like, yo, bro, I need like 3 months before I get fired, so don't leak this. And they're like, nah,
they're
bro,
just
I
telling
got
the
it.
colorways.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's like, yo, like let me show you like fucking the tip of the shoes, but like from this angle, so you can't ever tell. Like, bro, nobody got time for that. Bro.
Nah,
no,
yeah,
no,
I-
no one cares about creative leaks. Like, just
Yeah.
fucking show the shoe or don't. Like,
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna
That-
buy it. So
To me, I think the biggest example of it is the Bricks and Woods,
the 9060.
the 9060, because they had like, oh, we worked on a whole rollout.
Mm.
And then they dropped that. Somebody dropped
Someone
that leak
leaked
pic,
it.
and Casey was pissed about that shit.
Who
Yeah,
else
it
was
was.
mad about their shit?
Uh,
getting leaked?
Crenshaw,
Crenshaw. Yeah, because
Crenshaw was mad.
that dude from
Toby,
Private Selection.
Private
right?
Selection posted
Yeah.
them. I mean, Private Selection gets everything.
nah, but
and
they
I'm not, like-
Nike or SB was mad as hell that they leaked the fucking Jarritos. They were
Yeah.
like, let that shit breathe, bro. Like the fuck, like don't fucking tear this shit away. That was a fucking new thing. We're gonna
Yeah.
fuck out of here. I think it's funny when somebody leaks something and it's fake, and then it's like a Photoshop image, and then 2
Mhm.
hours
Oh.
later, everyone has this fucking shoe. It's
Like
Yeah.
the Alma Mater 4.
yeah,
Do you remember that white white pair?
the
That-
threes
Oh,
on
yeah,
a four.
yeah, the
It
threes
was
on a
like
four.
the new fours are coming out.
And
Like,
people had that shit in hand.
yeah, bro.
That shit was crazy.
Trophy room lows in hand. They were like, these are the trophy room.
Yo.
Oh my god.
Fuck that. No, I mean, I like to judge when
Good
I have
lord.
the shoe in hand or I see it on someone's foot.
Nah,
I mean but that's apparently now that's a lost art. We don't get that,
Yeah.
right? You don't. I go to Foot Locker. I still go to Foot Locker.
Well, technically,
so
you,
to
you
check
got to
out
think
shoes.
it's almost like it was like a slap in the face for a consumer, because once like raffle systems came out to try to combat the chaos, you kind of took away the essence of the consumerism, because like now, like, damn, I have to buy the shoe online, or I can only get access to the shoe. And it's not like I get access to, yo, let me try this on. Like, I got to buy this shit, get on the line like 2 hours before the store opens, and I can't even see the shoe until I get out the store.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, here's the box. Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Who you think is gonna try this on? Yo, bro, you wasting my time, B. Like,
Oh, no.
next.
Yo, I mean, it's wild that it's now. Do you want to try these on? Is such a foreign term to people.
Well, it's
Yeah,
coming
it's just
back.
like, yeah.
It's coming back because the irony is, the this raffle system comes out, the shoe sits, and it's like, oh, I guess it wasn't a raffle, huh?
It's like, yo, so is that too tight or do you need another size?
Oh, you got more? Yeah, I should have sold.
I mean, I think that's a cool thing though, because I remember trying shit on. Definitely that shit that I knew that I was gonna buy. So I feel like that, like you said, it's a lost art.
Nah, yeah. I'm so used to being like, now it's weird when they be like, yo, you want to try these on? It's like, no, I know my size. Like, I'm good. Like, let
Get
me
away
get
from
out of
me.
here. Yeah, exactly. And like, but it's also
Why you being
I don't,
weird?
Yeah, but it's also like they hire these people that don't really know what they're talking about anymore. Unless you know it's that one manager that's been there for like 10 years. You'd be like, yo, what's good, my man?
I'm not gonna hold you. I hate people in like that work somewhere and don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah, absolute worst.
That was
Absolute
low-key Foot
worst.
Locker, I'm not even gonna lie.
Nah, I utterly hated that. Like, I'd work stock and I would train people like, yo, my man, what do you, like, I almost backhanded a kid. I'm not gonna lie. Yo, there was one time, you know how like the display shoe has like that insert?
Yeah.
Mans gave somebody the insert, like the shoe with the insert in it, and they're like, yo, it doesn't fit. I'm like, yo, my man, you trying to catch a case out here?
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, oh, he got the wrong size. Like, I took out the insert. And I was like, yo, bro, what are you doing? He was like, what?
That's fucking nuts. That's actually crazy.
Yo, that happened like less than a year ago. You probably know him.
That's less. Wait, that was listening. Oh,
Maybe. I don't know.
I can't. There's no way that was listening. We've been here
What,
for like
2
a year.
years. Yeah, exactly. It was like whatever. The time frame is way less than what you
So
would think.
if you don't know, me and him both worked at the same Foot Locker.
Oh yeah.
Eventually.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. This is where the brotherhood comes from.
Yeah, it was very it's very weird. It was very like one of those silent things.
Uh-huh.
I think I saw what
He
he
gave
was
you the
wearing.
head nod. He gave you
Yeah, he saw what I was wearing. and
I
he was
whispered in his ear, you got that shit on.
Yeah.
No, that was sort of like the like the mental dap up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what. It
Yo,
was.
I was just thinking about this because I work in an office, obviously corporate America shit. But yo, when you get that, like the other person of color gives you the head nod in the office, bro, and
Hey,
you like,
A word?
You turn the corner, you're like, let's go.
You know what a Jamaica spot is?
yo, I was like, yo, where's the oxtail spot at? But yeah, I was so one of the dudes I work with, so I've already had conversation with somebody, but he knew them,
Uh-huh.
and the dude who was pulling up with the kicks, and I literally have not doubled any pairs since I started working there.
My bad.
Oh my fault. My
No
fault.
doubles on retails.
No doubles on retail.
Yeah, give the alarm. Yeah.
So I pull up and he hit me at the desk. He looked up. He looked down at my feet. He looked up. I just give me that. I was like, okay. And then we were.
Next day, the flood fucking portals open. My man came in in fucking SB Supreme lows.
Yeah, I mean, the next day he pulled up with the SB4s, and I was like, oh, I see the SB4s, and I was wearing what was I wearing? I was wearing the Clot 13s.
Oh, the
The
low.
lows.
Yeah,
That's a
right?
good shoe. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
low.
low.
No, 14s.
14. The terracotta.
Yeah, Terracotta Warriors. Those. I was wearing those. And he was like, oh, I see those. And I was like, yeah, it was good. And then I was telling him about the sneaker shit and the podcast and this and that. And he was just like, oh, word. And then
Is that a guess?
now they got me. No. Nah.
Yo, I heard you do a podcast. Nah, I don't.
Not anymore.
It's crazy. I just finished doing it completely. I sold all the equipment.
Nah, I mean, I literally talk. People definitely hit me up like, yo, can I get on? And I'll be like,
Get on what?
How do you go about? Yeah, how do you go with that? Just curious.
so
I dare
my process and my thought process is
You have a vetting process.
nah. I do the Joe Rogan thing.
You snort bath salts
yeah,
to do
yeah,
this?
yeah. I sit in my sauna and I think about who. Nah, but what I do is if I find somebody and I think they're interesting, I hit them up.
Mm.
So that's already have my mutual interest of I want to learn more about this person.
Mhm.
Right.
But if it's like
Joe
Joe
Schmo
Schmo from
34th
if it's just
Joe
bro,
Schmo from Department 6.
yeah, so I just tell people like, yo, just write in with your first kick story at my first. Look, if you want to write in, myfirstkickspod@gmail.com. No, yeah, myfirstkickspod@gmail.com. You can tell me your my first kick story. I tell that to people because I can't sit with somebody for an hour and I don't know. Like you just you just pouring sodas at fucking McDonald's, like
Okay.
you know.
Well, what's your first kick story?
My first kick story. Well,
Let's
I
hear it.
always tell two. My first kicks is first job at when I first got my first check at GameStop.
Mm.
I learned about Nike SBs at the same time. I was looking through the whole I was a window shopper.
You're on CNC catalog.
Yo, I had all the catalogs rolling. But before that, it was either when I was growing up, it was either video games or sneakers. So I chose video games, and that's how I ended up becoming a GameStop kid.
Mm.
So that I got my first job, and I was like, okay, now video games are free.
Hey yo,
Now it's sneakers.
That's fucking crazy.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo, he's fleecing kids for
What do you
fucking.
mean by that?
man's was roofing them.
Oh, no, don't say that. That's the worst way to use that fucking word. Oh my god.
Everybody's getting a roof, bro.
I guess so.
So video games are free now. Because we were basically just stealing them out the fucking GameStop. And I was just like, all right, cool. I'm gonna go to skate park of Tampa, cop me a pair of khaki SBs, and that was that. After that, I learned about NikeSB.org, and it was a wrap after that. So
Word.
that's what happened. But the other story I always tell is my first Jordan story. Christmas comes around. I've been asking for Jordans for 5 years. My mom and my aunt got together and they caught me a pair of Jordans. Go down to Christmas, see the box, I'm like, oh shit, unwrap it, see Jordan's face because it was the Scan Lines Jordan box.
The-
Open it. It's a fucking pair of Air Jordan 15s,
Oof.
black on black with the red back. And I had to be like, oh my God, thank you so much.
You were like, why the fuck did you get this?
Wait.
Oh, I could just imagine like some child being
Jesus
like,
Christ.
seeing the fucking Jordan's
like-
face,
Yeah.
his
Yo.
silhouette. and
I'm
then-
thinking like, yo, 13s flu games. Like,
Yo,
I'm like,
I
like,
thought you were about to tell me like. I thought you was about to tell me you opened the box and you got Jordan 11 IXs.
Yeah.
Wait, did
I
that
would've
even,
wished
did that,
that
did that
didn't-
even
didn't
come with
come
the
out
retro card? Yeah, wait.
That didn't even come out then. But yeah, it was literally like the year the 15s came out. So I'm thinking like, oh, my mom got me the retros because the
Oh, she
scan
came
line
through, yeah.
Yeah,
They
the
were like,
scan
nah,
line
that was a
box
good
is
sign.
just-
That was a
yeah,
good sign.
I saw the scan
They
lines.
were like
Yeah.
retro, these new brand.
So yeah, I mean, I was excited. I mean, in my head of like, oh, I own Jordans,
Mhm.
and I didn't realize it now until like I got older. Like, oh shit, that was my first Jordan.
Yeah.
But when I hear everybody else, yo, man, 5 fucking black fives, yo, and after that, like it's funny because I have all these people telling me their first kicks, and I'm here with like the worst. Two
Man,
first
That's not bad.
kicks
I don't think
stories.
that's that bad, to be honest.
Could be worse. You could have got some Team Jordans.
I mean, it's because it's like because the idea of the podcast is that one pair of sneakers that everybody had to like that you had to have right
Mm.
in your collection that you're not even your collection. It's just how
Like a
bad you
shoe,
really
yeah.
want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about your. I'm trying to remember what was your story.
You had the Grant Hills.
Grant Hills.
Grant Hills, yeah. So everybody's telling me their stories, and I'm like the only person that's been like disappointed with what they got, right? Because I'm here like I want Jordans. I've been waiting. I want Jordans.
They hit you with the we got Jordans at home.
Yeah. They hit me with the we got Jordans
The
at
we
home.
got Jordans.
So I have to tell my other story of like I
Jeez.
waited this long after that moment
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
to get the pair that I really wanted, which were the khaki
khakis.
SBs, which
Yeah.
I still need to get again.
You ever bought a fake?
Nah. I'm trying to think. So when I bought those tweeds, I thought they were fake. But I vigorously legit checked them. So I don't
How'd you think they were fake?
because there's on the left shoe, the tweed is like slightly off, like
Mhm.
off, like literally off, not like fake off.
Mm-hmm.
And what I've read or look from legit checks, it's like it's either if it's like all like if it's like this way, like it's
Yeah.
like turning,
Like if the pattern is
yeah, but they're
completely-
both lined up
Mhm.
like straight.
Mhm.
So to me, they look real,
Yeah.
Quality
but
control.
yeah, and the box is real, like
Yeah.
100%.
Well, I mean,
So yeah,
that
and it has the box has a skate skate
shop-
skate shop
SKU code?
oh,
Yeah.
gotcha. Let's say the
$80 were highs. That's how much they cost. I remember.
Here you are.
Gotcha. older SBs like silver, pink, even black box fakes, the stitching would be off, like bad. Like it would be like fucking zigzaggy and shit, like stuff like really like easy stuff that wouldn't pass QC. Like they were like on
Butchering.
the fakes.
The biggest one is the E on the back,
like the slant of it,
the slant of it,
the girth of it. Pause.
Hey yo, pardon the left.
We gotta start picking better words.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
And then like the bubble on the inside, on the bottom of the insole.
Yeah. So
Stuff
I've never
like that.
really been. I don't think I ever copped the fake. I've copped the wax shoes.
This man has never copped a fake, has never paid resale,
That's crazy.
and to this day is still wearing stuff that he bought for retail. And is also in life, I don't know if this is work life or just life, has never wore the same shoe twice.
No, I've definitely worn the same shoe several times.
That's fucking crazy.
And he's a size 13 destroyer in SBs.
Yo, yeah, the fact that you're finding SBs in that size is crazy. Well, the fact that you're finding SBs in that size too is crazy too.
I know where to look.
I mean,
I don't know, bro. It's
you
a
gotta
headache
make
to find.
relationships, man. You
My
gotta talk
fault.
to these skate shops.
I mean,
Support your local skate shop.
you ever heard of Travel Skate Shop?
Yeah, isn't that the one in Union or am I
A
wrong?
little further out there.
Oh
You ever heard of Lick? Lick
Bergen
NYC?
no. Oh, Underground's the one in Union, right?
Underground is in Nutley. Good lord.
Wrong again. 2 in a fucking row. Let's
Way
go.
to roof that one.
Yeah, word.
I hope they don't.
They're gonna
see
put
this.
you on the roof list.
Yeah. They're gonna.
They're gonna put you on the no-fly zone.
The wall of
Too
shame.
high.
Are you excited for anything in 2024?
Oh yeah. I mean, if these fucking Futura dunks drop,
Yo,
I'm-
nah, they are
I mean-
dropping. They
I
are
mean,
dropping.
I've been
Yeah.
hearing maybe. I've been hearing. I
No,
don't
they're
know.
dropping. They're dropping. Fatura himself said they're dropping.
Okay.
There's also
I need those.
There's also
That's
more
a need.
more recently than that. There's the Salehi Benberries.
Yeah, those.
The
I don't
Pollux
fuck with
Pollux?
clocks.
I don't either, but I feel like
There's 1,000 made.
I fuck with Fatura enough that I'm gonna need a pair.
I got a black book signed by him. I fuck with Futura heavy.
I got a black book signed that I fucking lost.
I still have mine.
Dang. I paid retail for it.
Yeah. I did pay retail.
Nah,
But I don't like clogs at all. though.
we're IG friends.
Yeah.
I'm talking about me and Lenny.
Oh, excuse
Yeah.
me.
We're both.
Are you on a
guys.
first name basis with this dude? Like,
I don't think I don't even think his family calls him.
yeah, I
Lenny.
was just about to say, like,
Nah.
wait, what?
I'm Leo. He's Lenny. He gets it. It's a thing. You know what I mean? He was in the Navy. I was in the Marine Corps. and,
Uh-huh.
like, we say Happy Veterans Day to each other. I mean, I shot him out. He reposted me.
Shit,
Okay.
Type
excuse
shit.
me.
Type shit.
my fault.
All right.
I didn't
All
know
right.
I was. I didn't know I was taking a seat here. Oh.
The closest I got is 6 degrees. I worked with somebody that knew his son.
Oh, 13 witness.
Yeah, his son is 13 witness.
Damn. I'm just saying too much. Cut.
Because that's the follow I got.
That's crazy.
That's what's up.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That's fire. And then I remember a story being told because I said I really want the Floms because Floms are my grail. Like if there was ever a moment I came across 40 G's.
We were gonna go half on a pair.
Yeah.
Oh, so whatever.
Until we went on, and then we realized that shit was at 48.
Yeah.
It was a no reserve eBay list.
Oh,
Yeah,
crazy.
Senor Depeche.
The Depeche Mode.
Yeah, he sent me the link. I clicked on it. I was like, my man. He was like, what? It just went live. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
48 bids later.
Everybody each 10 grand? That's crazy.
Nah, we were going to split it. It was like, yo, if we can get it for 7,
Right.
we can at least flip it for like
Yeah,
20.
20.
I mean, that's just like quick
a come
maths.
up,
That's
yeah,
not
yeah.
even like what it actually goes for. It's just quick maths.
Mhm.
I mean, but, you know.
I mean, I don't know if I had the 40 G's would have to be like not like it can't be like
Yo,
I
that's
think
life changing
about it.
money.
Yeah, I can't
That's
think
life
about
changing
it.
money.
I
Because
got
that's a shoe I'm gonna put on and wear and kill.
Yo, Lenny, come on the show.
Yeah, I want to be there for that episode.
Word.
But he's very soft spoken. I don't
Nah,
know.
yeah.
He's
The
chill
only,
guy.
the only time I seen him amped up was during Hype Fest, but it was like a shit show.
Mhm.
And Andre 3000, just kidding. Mr. A,
Uh-huh.
the graffiti writer from fucking France,
Yeah.
they did a collab piece, and they were selling the piece at like a booth or whatever.
Mhm.
And then like on the side, Andre was like fucking signing shit. Like he signed like my fucking spray can. He signed my fucking sketchbook that I lost. And then like Fatur was like, "Yo, bro, what the fuck you doing, bro? We trying to sell this shit. Like I ain't trying to like be here for. I mean, like whatever." And he was just like not with it. And I guess like he was in like fucking go mode. But that was like the only time I seen him like turned up. I seen him other places. He was mad chill.
He trying to go home. He trying to read his stories.
Yeah, bro. It'd be like that sometimes.
Fucking dead.
Could possibly also have PTSD from,
Oh,
He has been through a lot. I mean, he was tagging up on actual trains, like with the squad would have like dogs that would chase people.
Yeah.
So
He was
it got bad.
He was squad
I
being.
yeah.
Yeah. Nah, yeah, all those guys.
okay, if you ever get anybody graffiti on an episode, bring me back. Just sub
We have
Brian
Cole,
out.
We have
Cole,
Cole
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez,
Yeah.
He was on our episode.
I'm just saying, just sub Brian out. Just call me up.
Yeah.
Whoa, no. I want to be a part of this too. I have an
There's only 3
appreciation.
chairs, man.
Yo, so
No.
this
Yeah.
infamous sketchbook I had
Mhm.
Hayes, Stash, Andre, Buff Monster, somebody else. I forget. And I think somebody else, because I started like this sketch pad, whatever. I was gonna do like a black book, but I'm not a graffiti artist, so I was like, let me just get a sketch pad and just
Mhm.
have people do little throw ups. So I literally took it to that, and I took it to
So you had an autograph book.
essentially, but they were throwing pieces in there.
Yeah.
It was like Stash did it with a fucking like he had a actual like I gave him a Sharpie. He was like,
Mhm.
nah, bro. He pulled out like
Yeah,
a paint
pulled out the
marker
paint
and then
marker, yeah.
did the fucking and made the fucking splatter shit.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Then I took it to Beyond the Streets, and I had even more people put their throw ups in there, and I fucking lost the fucking. I don't know. For when I transitioned from like an apartment to a house, I fucking lost it in that transition.
Some dude found it's probably gonna show up on somebody's TikTok.
Nah, it's cool. It's gonna show up in like an attic in a shoe that I wasn't looking at.
I'll hope so. I want you to get that back.
Me too.
I have 2 black books. One's from the Getting Up release.
Mm,
So I went to go to the video game Getting Up, Mark Echo's Getting Up,
yeah.
and he had T Kid, Cope, and someone else. And I had T Kid, Cope, and like it was like the craziest shit. And then I have my real black book because I am a graffiti artist. And no, I'm just a writer at
Gotcha.
this point. And so then I would go around. So I've had like I got Futura. I think I got T Kid again on the black book. And then I got like a couple pieces from just like dudes
Right.
that I don't even think write anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I work at Costco. No. Nah, word. But where could the viewers and folks find you?
Yeah. So you can follow me at Who Is Haas on all social medias. Follow the podcast at My First Kicks on TikTok and YouTube. That's My First Kicks, just regular. And then the Instagram and Twitter is My First Kicks Pod. If you want to write in, like I said earlier, myfirstkickspod@gmail.com. Tell me your My First Kick story. I'll read it to the guest that I have on each week because we know you're not going to be a guest. I'm just kidding.
Trifecta bomb. And then do you have anything in the works that you're doing that you could speak on, or any guests that you have lined up?
Next guest. Well, I don't know when this is dropping.
2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now. So then,
I mean, I would assume so. 2 weeks from now.
well, so then I would have had Nick DePaul on.
Mm,
That's like the next guest I got coming up. And then I'm working on this. I'm transitioning into sneaker video essays on my YouTube. So I'm going to be starting to do like just think pieces on my YouTube in terms of just like, I'm very long-winded, and I mean I've been here, and I feel like you guys can tell, but I'm very long-winded and opinionated.
No,
so,
not shaming it.
So I want to write it out because when I have people on, like when I had you on, I'm being inquisitive of you.
Yeah.
So I don't really get to talk about like myself. So I'm trying to become more of like a presence outside of the podcast, and that involves just like me getting my thoughts out in video form and incorporating all that. But I found somebody who's doing video essays, and it felt like that was the lane that helped me out. So if you follow my TikTok, you'll see I'm doing similar stuff of just like I'm I'll be on a train. I'll think of something, and from there I'll be like, all right, how do I in a minute, how do I get what I want to say across on just that one topic or that one question I ask myself, and then I just put it on YouTube. So far it's been doing all right. I mean, I'm on TikTok, and so far it's been doing all right, and also on Instagram, but I want to get more into that because I believe in you got to be the change you want to see. And if I want to bring back conversations, like start of the podcast is one avenue, but if I want to bring back like people should be different and have their own opinions, I got to do that myself, and I got to get in front of the camera. So I've been doing that.
Word.
And then that's it. Yeah. I don't got merch like you. I got to start putting merch out.
Hey, man.
There you are.
Gotta get fed somehow.
Yeah, for real.
Gotta get fed. Puts bread on the table, yeah.
Or on the roof.
Listen, I want to cut that one. When that drops,
roof tea.
There you go.
No, I don't think people are gonna catch on to that one. Unless, like, if I hear someone tell
I'm
me,
gonna start talking. I'm gonna start saying it.
yeah, if I hear
start
people,
saying
yo,
it
with the
tomorrow.
prices, like, oh, they roofed.
Just like I got Tony to say type shit.
type shit.
Roofing is gonna be the new terminology.
Jeez,
I got you.
No, let's hope it catches fire. You know,
Stay tuned.
I hope so.
Until next time.